Good evening.
Go ahead, Win.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, chuckle fornicates and father fornicates and mother fornicates. This is No Oxshit, the New Year's stream. We're kicking in the doors of New Year's. Well, not on this stream, but we're gonna try to take it easy and see and kind of gauge the next year of 2021. See how much of a conundrum cluster cuss it's gonna be. Go ahead.
This is Tico Tren. I'm here with Tess from the Everyday MIGTOW Discord. I'm here with Infamous Rifle. About time he showed up on my damn show.
Yeah.
Good to be here. You
Mike?
usually stream when I'm at work, so I mean.
Yeah, I know. I'm messing with you. I know. I'm just joking with you. And I'm here with always Jaguar Media. He was in the last year's stream. So this should be fun.
And my uncle's calling me. I'll be back on.
All right. Tess wanted to start off with a topic.
So yeah, I've been pretty much looking at the classics, Barbarossa, RBK. Have you guys seen them before, I'd assume?
Yeah,
I've heard some of Barbar stuff.
Yeah,
I've got Barbar's older stuff, which I archive on my MGTOW TV account. I still need to do that.
I'm thinking of like where do we go? Are we just trying to get the word out? Is that all we're doing? Is there anything else we need to do exactly? Or is
self-sufficiency is a good metric for the MGTOW veterans and beyond, I think. We need good examples, good men, good examples, uplifting media.
I would say I agree with that 100%. I would say also we're probably going to need better PR for next year.
Our PR really sucks thanks to people like, I don't know, should I say his name? Just say the Mayhem Crew. The Mayhem Crew really fucked with our PR. Because hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Let me break this to you.
MGTOW all over signs and bills and shit, which is a petty crime.
It wasn't just those guys, though. There were plenty of bigger name people that have ruined the PR. But Colin and Wynn, go ahead, man. Do you want to say something?
Sorry,
you can believe it or not, you can get more done by using the road grime of a semi-truck in a positive light, but still mean you're not anonymous, your anonymity. But when you let me break this, when you mark a bill or scratch a stall, what you're doing is like you're just basically when you play with currency. Now you're on camera handing that currency over, right? So now with this marked bill, you're now basically you're charging, either you're gonna get charged for a petty crime or somebody else is gonna get charged with a petty crime of marking a bill. You know? And either way, it's gonna go to the treasury. They're gonna see it's defaced, and they're gonna burn it anyway and replace it.
But you're still going to do time for it, even though they're burning it, which actually makes more sense to me.
They have to dispose it some way to keep it from being recirculated, or to keep inflation down.
Oh yeah. That's eventually going to blow up in our faces anyway. So
I would also say cryptocurrency is not your proverbial savior or Jesus Christ, because it can be hacked into.
Right.
And governments can just say, fuck it. Get rid
We're
of
going to manipulate the market, and we're going to make the currency drop as well, because they can manipulate the market too.
So we definitely need. So, and for all intents and purposes, we definitely need better PR next year going forward, because we do have a lot of dumb people that are donning an acronym and destroying the name and dragging it through mud or making it mud for all intents and purposes.
Which is why some of us have dropped the acronym as MGTOW veterans ourselves.
Well, I'm probably the only guy here who doesn't identify as a MGTOW and never has, but I do.
Well, there's me too.
I'm Red Pill. Yeah, that's true. I'm okay. So there's, I'm not the only single Red Pill guy here. But there are a lot of people, like any idiot with a computer can basically start a YouTube channel and say they're MGTOW and like, oh, women are evil. Am I right, guys? And they just repeat the same old stuff. And those are the low-hanging fruit for the people that are anti-MGTOW.
Yeah.
They're just like I said, as I said it once, I said it before, and I'll say it again. Before I even started making MGTOW content, I made sure to watch. I made sure to watch it to get an understanding on what's going on. And to be honest with you, I came into the content. I do believe I came in a little bit too early. I came into the content creation too early. And it's like, but I did at least watch a whole bunch of videos throughout my deployment and throughout my post deployment to make sure I had the gist of it. There is a whole fuck ton of echo chambers in this motherfucker.
Yeah. Happy New Year. Go fuck yourself.
Okay. From the time traveler here. Happy New
Mr.
Year.
12 years ahead.
It's the
12 hours ahead
of January 2020 over here, and it's 3:37 p.m.
This motherfucker lives in the future.
Right?
I live in the future.
15 hours ahead. I'm sorry.
You know what one of my Discord names is now? Doctor Who, because of that reason. I'm Doctor Who.
Doctor Who now. Nice.
But it's
go ahead.
Like with this, like I said, pretty much this is what you hear. Women bad, women bad, echo Chad. Sit the dad on top of a lad.
Bunch of fucking
Crush
insults.
the bag.
Am I right,
guys?
Sag your pants. Hypergamy video number 1001.
Hypergamy video 1001.
Right, yeah.
What else is another
cheat on you.
one? What else is another common one? Hey, are you a 7 on the SMP scale? Are you an 8? Can you look smacks today? Like,
no, because the sad part about that is this is typically why I try to take a psychological approach to all the videos that I actually put out now, because it's like there's no point in like trying to say the same thing over again. I try to dive into it on a psychological level for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, it's like watching apes. It's like watching apes in a zoo be like, I'm going to talk about hypergamy louder than you.
Where's my bananas, Bobby? You got I smell banana on your breath, motherfucker.
It's like watching MGTOW chimpanzees try to be louder than the other, and it's just, I don't know whether I should invest in cat food stocks for the thought side of things or popcorn stocks for the MGTOW infighting side of things.
Wait. But Dennis, you also forgot. You should also invest in popcorn stocks to watch the world burn in the process too.
Oh, the doomers! Yeah,
that's something I wanted to bring up. Is it seems recently it's become more about politics rather than us, and I'm wondering where that shift is happening, especially with TFM. It might just be his personal interest in talking about. But I thought the whole focus was on yourself rather than, oh no, it's some commie feminist, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, you also got to take
where's it coming from exactly?
I can tell you where it's coming from a psychological standpoint, and from an actual. I mean, it depends on where you live at in the world and your country for all intents and purposes. Because if you ever notice, a lot of the laws have changed and is based on who's in power. So each time somebody's in power that you dislike, or somebody that's going to do something bad to your way of life, it typically affects you indirectly, despite the fact that you're supposed to be doing for yourself. It's very hard to do for yourself when you always got shit going on around you and stupid people making laws that make no sense. Like a good example of that is this whole entire coronavirus epidemic. Now, everybody was living their lives and being free. Now, the people that were trying to get their lives together, a lot of the MGTOWs that were trying to get their lives together and try to, save up and store stuff for, future purposes, or future proof, I should say, they were all screwed by this for the fact that, they didn't get around to doing it because of the coronavirus, and they were completely out of a lot of the stuff. So the sad part about that is politics actually affects you indirectly, no matter if you like it or not, depending on what countries you're in, especially if you live in like the Western world and they got shit where, like, Canada, my favorite, if you're talking to if a girl says that you sexually assaulted her and you got video proof that you don't, they throw that out in court now, and it doesn't even count
because you videotaped her without
her.
permission.
Yeah. So you'll get charged for basically videotaping a woman, even though she's accusing you, even though it's your only proof to prove that you're innocent. They're throwing it out in court because of sexual history or sexual past, which is really sucky. Then you also got other laws throughout, like the United States. Like a good example that I actually made a video about this a while ago, about a law was passed in certain states where if you feel like a woman, you can walk into the bathrooms. You can walk into the female bathrooms if you feel like a woman that day. Now, I don't have any problem with that. What I do have a problem with is that I have daughters. So if you're a guy, you're going to walk in the female bathroom behind my daughters, just know I'm going to prison. So we got laws like that. So all these laws basically affect you indirectly, no matter if you like it or not. And this is typically why you're hearing all these politics, because at the end of the day, it don't matter where you fall out on the spectrum. If you have daughters, if you don't have daughters, if you have loved ones, or if you could be charged with a Me Too crime, basically, it kind of sort of affects you on a large scale. That's typically where all these politics are coming into play.
And they can go fuck themselves.
So then, why do we focus on that? Why don't we focus on the purpose?
I have an answer for that.
We exist.
I have an answer for that.
Because the sad part about that, we focus on that because a lot of the men still got to jump through all these hoops. So they need a guide to get through this, or they need somebody to guide them through this landmine of either being Me Too'd or the new rules and laws that are going on the books that can affect them.
The LGBT movement increasingly as well. That's another spearhead of the.
Pretty much, we're showing others that aren't monk and pretty much in the woods how to guide through this political landscape.
Yeah,
that's what
basically.
I'm understanding.
Yeah,
it's also
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some that go a little too far with it. I will admit that. But
I will admit,
typically what it's actually meant for, because I think TFM actually said it best in a stream that I did with him, that all this is connected, no matter if you like it or not. Everything from the manosphere to everything that's going on is all connected. From politics to manosphere stuff to doing yourself is all connected. Because at the end of the day, it's very hard to go off by yourself and not worry about all the stuff going on around you, because you'll be oblivious to it. Then when it happens to you, it's like, well, I didn't see that coming. So it's all connected, sadly.
The thing is like, I mean, I will admit, there was times where I thought I may have gone too far. Like I said, I will literally, whenever I see a woman, I will literally cross the street or find another path, an alternate route. And most people think that. I mean, most people thought it was too far until,
until the Me Too movement happened. Yeah. And then, you got people actually practicing their version of the Pence rule before Pence rule even was Pence rules. And
right.
It kind of sucks, because the sad part about that is, like, if you get Me Too, because, like, a good example of that is, I talked about this a while ago. My 6-year-old, when he was about 5, got Me Too in preschool, kindergarten, because he didn't want to participate in a Romeo and Juliet play. Like, think about that. Think about how devastating it is to a child or a little boy. And then on top of that, about the same time that was actually happening, there was a story about a kid that was autistic who's now on the sexual pedophile list because he touched a girl's hair and gave another girl a hug.
I think that's in Canada too.
Yeah.
No, that one's actually in America. That one's actually in America.
Oh yeah. I know there was a kindergarten kid here that got.
That was either Kentucky or Tennessee, somewhere around that little region.
Yeah, here we had a kindergarten kid get actually pulled out of class.
The child's life is now ruined. The child's life is over before it even started.
He's on a sexual registry list. And the sad part about that, if the laws were a bit better or if the political landscape was better, that kid wouldn't have to start worry about that.
I'm sorry, but that kid had sexual education. He knew better. He should have been put away for life.
He has autism. He has severe autism there.
Let me tell you a little something about autism. Look. I'm on a spectrum. I'm gonna tell you something about autism. Either you're gonna have one or two things. Either one, the kid's gonna be affectionate, very affectionate, and he's gonna hug you. He's gonna touch you. Or B, the kid's not gonna want to be touched at all whatsoever.
That's the flip side of me too, actually. No. That's the flip side of me too, because there's it's a scene in a movie where Wonder Woman gets it on with some guy that was in a coma, apparently. This is by principle. And the culture cheers that on. South Park has that skit about the that nice meme when the female teachers with Ike. And then all the policemen are like, "You got with the hot teacher? Nice."
Yeah.
The culture cheers that shit on when a woman does stuff with an underage boy or underage male, and they're allowed to get away with it. That's the flip side of me too, as well.
Then on top of that,
let me say something here.
Another issue.
Let Minutes finish. Let Minutes finish. Go ahead.
I was just raising the issue because that made your point made me think about that as well as the flip side of me too.
And also the flip side to that you're saying now I'm gonna elaborate on it is I told a story about a camp counselor who tried to give me a hug and I rejected her, and she told everybody she told the camp director that I grabbed their breasts.
Yeah, and then they can use that to put peer pressure or legal pressure on you to force you to or manipulate you to give them attention, affection, or whatever. Which is the reverse side of female rape that society doesn't give a fuck about.
Couldn't tell you how many times I woke up being raped. No joke. Woke up in the morning wood and have fucking someone riding you. Mm-hmm.
I believe you. Tess, you might as well just talk about that stuff that you're writing down real quick.
So I was saying about you were talking about echo chambers, and back in RBK's videos, he was talking about everyone does have their purpose. It is only when they're starting to alter from what the purpose of the movement is in which we need to start correcting them. But there's not exactly a problem with being a repeat record because you still get new people to see you. It still shows that there's an active community as part of it. For example, Sandman, he's probably the most prominent in this. He puts out a video every day. He keeps going. He is a record. I do not like watching him because of his repeat ideas, but that's how I got involved in the first place. That's how I first started seeing everything. Is I watched Sandman and I kept watching a few videos, and then I discovered all these other people to further delve into the ideas.
Sure.
So it's not necessarily a bad thing for these echo chambers. You just need to call them out when they start to be radical, pretty much.
I agree, but you were saying secondly, we want to see
better ideas.
How we want to see how we can bring in more young men as well too. I mean, the repetitive thing is good at bringing in young men for the fact that a lot of these young men have a very short attention span. I've noticed. So if you repeat something over and over again, it sinks in. Sadly, I hate to say that. Unlike when a lot of us were growing up, we typically only had to take the message one time, or we had to get smacked upside the head, or get the taste smacked out of our face.
But you got to remember, Sandman doesn't make his own topics. He gets people that write into him and pay him to do those things. So you're getting repeat because people are asking him the same question pretty much over and over.
True.
Insanity.
And also, when you get younger people, you have more time for them to develop ideas. So we'll soon start seeing more bars within the time, but we just have to pretty much wait, keep putting out the same ideas until some new thinker comes along.
Well, the sad part I've noticed about when it comes to the thinkers is there's not too many thinkers. There's not too many thinkers in the philosophy, or they don't really get the traction like the drama market ones do, for all intents and purposes.
Well, that's true. That's the venue, though.
Yeah, and the sad part about that, even like a good example, if the bars and all of them, if there was another bar, or Thinking Ape and all them people today, Stardust and all those people today, the sad part about that is the question is, we've seen it with a lot of smart people, a lot of intelligent people that bring something to the table. Would they even get the traction? Unlike all the other people who get traction, who like to start drama and start shit on a regular basis. Typically, the problem with it is a lot of the people who start the shit gets all the traction and all the attention, whereas all the people who say something very intelligent, they get swept under the rug, or they get treated like
Well, that's what I also bring up purpose, because you have different people that can gain different traction. There's no reason you can't link people to other channels.
Well, the sad part about that is that's not something that what I notice in the Manosphere is that's not something that we typically practice anymore.
On top of that, a lot of people
are selfish.
A lot of people will gatekeep because they have enterprises within MGTOW. They've commodified the message. This has become their side hustle.
It's a fucking joke.
Now, with TFM, I've got to give credit where it's due. TFM at least offers a political solution as much as he offers some solution for the incels, regardless of what people say about dolls and whatnot. However, he also has a lot of power within MGTOW too. So he has at times set his trolls to go after free thinkers that have other solutions in mind. And then this whole tribalism online becomes the source of drama.
Hang on, Dennis. I want to correct you on one thing.
Anybody following anybody?
TFM does not send trolls after nobody.
Sorry. My correction. It was the DDJ crew that did that. Crew that did that. My correction. TFM fan base. Don't crucify me. Don't flag me down. All right.
Yeah.
Correction. It was DDJ. I was in the home as well. I was there.
Gotcha. If someone comes from TFM's crew, they're acting on their own. That's all I'll let you know. Like, he doesn't tell anybody to bother nobody. But yeah, if you're talking about old DD shitbag, then you're absolutely correct. Right?
DD shitbag. My correction. TFM, if you're listening to this stream, don't crucify me.
If you want to know more about DD shitbag, I have many videos about that idiot. So check my channel.
Was that the only drama? Because that's probably the only drama I was there.
The one that split the community in half back in 2017 and 2019. That's how dangerous the tribalism can get.
Yeah.
And that's why the core message of MGTOW is no tribe.
I try my best on my channel to not have tribalism. Even if I have beef with somebody, I try my best. I do my best to tell my followers. I don't, not my followers, but my subs. Yeah, I don't need y'all running over there to try to go, bully somebody or gang mentality somebody. Basically, I just
only if
just let it be. No, trust me, I don't even do that.
I just do my thing in a comedic way for the most part.
What'd you say?
No.
Wait, back up. Was the rifle that said that?
Yeah, I just said I do my stuff when I talk about people who are shitbags. I kind of do it in a comedic way. I'm exposing them, but I'm doing it in more of a lighthearted way rather than, and I don't want
the full-on
attacking
campaign Shaggy type of way.
I just want people to know, like, look, don't give this motherfucker your money. He's a fraud, that type of stuff. In a humorous way.
And that's what the Hom used to do.
Like
the
way on how you do it.
The Hom used to do that too. The Hom used to do that with Howard Dare. He got taken down. It did that with Chris Cantu once upon a time. He had his he was exposed, and then. But the problem with that is that it misdirects you from innovating the new ideas, the new solutions, or showing examples of how to be self-reliant, which is what MGTOW ultimately needs, or even men in general. Forget MGTOW. Men in general, what they need is good examples and role models, because teens demographically are flocking to these channels and they are looking for online mentors, whether we like it or not. The statistics don't lie about that.
That being said, I'll put my opinion out there. Like, you shouldn't be telling a 13-year-old to go MGTOW.
Yeah,
of course, like that or not.
I agree.
Can't go MGTOW because they can't even fucking have sex.
Yeah, they're not even the.
Actually, they can.
They're not even
they can have sex. It depends on where you're from in this world. And now that I think about it, there was actually, I've heard stories about black girls actually being pregnant at 8 in school. So it's not the fact that they can't have sex
in the Western world.
Yeah,
it's discouraged.
I'm not talking about gang raped in Africa or something. I'm talking about.
No, I'm talking about an African American girl. I'm talking about an African American girl in the inner city.
If you're not legal age to consent for sex, then you're obviously not legal age to think about MGTOW. That's too.
Well, no, because the bad part about that is you say that now, but there's a lot of kids that actually know about sex before even 8 years old.
Yes, that's true. Because of the culture.
I'm not saying that they're not able to.
I do believe. Yeah, I do believe.
Well, because there's a lot. If that was the case, there's a lot of pregnant 8-year-old girls running around.
Really young guys who are claiming.
Let me break this to you. You ever? I can basically solidify. You ever heard of a game called Hide and Go Get It?
True story.
Yeah, yeah. Hide and Go Get It. One of the reasons why
first graders played that game. First graders played that game up.
One of the reasons why I ain't got no kids. One of the reasons why I ain't got no diseases. One of the reasons why is basically I just wasn't that damn popular as a kid. I was too intelligent. As you know, that I still haven't got my new skin color, but I am still black.
That's why you didn't vote for Biden.
You didn't vote for Biden, so no, you're not fucking black. Stop saying that you're black.
Oh yeah.
Joe Biden has a big problem with that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, but
you and Charlemagne the God, go sit down.
Oh no, but the sad part about that is when it comes down to it, it's one of those things where like, the philosophy / community is fractured because of that big fight, basically that big fallout. But the sad part about that is what we're missing is there's a lot of the community, there's a lot of the philosophy on online community that's even more fractured due to small and petty squabbles for no fucking reason whatsoever, or stupid ideas and live streams that people want to do.
Even just tribalist instinct. We need a menaçance. We want a menaçance. We need a menaçance.
Well, no, we can't really have a menaçance for the fact that you can't really have a menaçance because then somebody would have to be a leader.
But people are bound by their biological instincts. That's the contradiction within MGTOW. Whether people like it or not, you are still bound by your biological plantation, which is your tribalist instincts in your evolutionary biology. The infighting is a reflection of the tribalist instincts. That's why I say MGTOW is still tribalist in practice compared to theory, because there's infighting all the time.
That's just because there's people that just don't understand. They put the name on there and they think that they are, but they're acting something else.
Well, yeah, and the sad part about that
is not a tribe. So if anybody goes, "Wow, my tribe," well, that's your cult of personality you're talking to. If you want to be on TFM's side, that's fine. Be on TFM's side. It still has nothing at all to do with MGTOW.
Well, and the sad part about that is, at the end of the day, everybody has a bias.
Arguments.
I mean, everybody has a bias at the end of the day, no matter if you like it or not. Like I said, if I had a choice to choose between a Latino and a 6 of you, I'd probably choose the Latino because I'm Afro Latino. It is what it is. Or if an Indian.
Why would I choose to go outside?
And it's
what happened to my bias.
Well, the sad part about that is everybody has one, no matter if we like it or not. There's always going to be either a cultural bias or a confirmation bias or
necessarily an
a political bias or
everybody has a bias. It's just not necessarily an in-group bias.
Well, no, bias is a bias, no matter if you like it or not. In-group or political or
it makes a difference.
Well, no, because if you technically if you want to go political, technically everybody has a group preference.
Right.
At the end of the day.
For me,
not necessarily in group though.
It's still in group because 9 times out of 10, it is a bias. It's still a group bias because let's just say, good example, if you ever hear a lot of people talk, a good majority of the people on the philosophy are Republican or conservative. It is what it is. That's what they talk about. That's their political leaning. That's what they do. This is how they roll, basically. And then there's a small.
That's the only choice they have. If there was an actual strong libertarian party, that would be totally different.
And the sad part about that, there's a small subsection of people in the philosophy or red pill that are left leaning. Then you have a in the middle group that, like me, that are libertarian, no matter if you like it or not. So you got these people leaning on the right. You got these people on the right. You got these people on the left. Cypher in the house. Nice. You got these people on the left. You got the people on the right. And yeah, I'm still out. So you got people on the left. You got people on the right. And you got people in the middle. And the sad part about that, no matter how you cut it, the people on the left are always going to be people on the left. The people on the right are always going to be left leaning. I mean, people on the right is always going to be right leaning with how they talk, how they carry themselves, and what they say, no matter if you like it or not. So there's a group preference when it comes down to it, because at the end of the day, it's not like people are dumping on other Republicans. They're dumping on left-leaning people, and the same thing goes for left-leaning people. So in all technicality, it's group preference.
Why is that beard not braided?
Because you're not here with me.
What I wanted to say was like, what I was going to say was like, there's a few things that I wanted to say. It was like, now, I've known, like I said,
fuck off.
Just give me a few minutes.
Looking right at me, fuck.
It's fucking Jesus, he's back. I haven't seen this dude in forever.
The thing is, I want to say is like,
that's my homie right there.
When I've noticed this. It's like when the bad things happens to boys or men, it's a comedy show. But when bad things happen to women,
it's still comedy.
Fucking tragedy.
It's comedy, but you can't laugh at it out loud because it's a tragedy.
Comedy for us.
Right.
Comedy for us. Really good.
You can't tell if you're laughing or bawling.
Internal comedy.
It makes really good replicant fish material.
Yes, it does. Speaking of which, that's actually a very good content creator.
And another thing I wanted to say was like, there comes a point that where your social preference, you're like I said, like when Tico said, when it came down to a black woman or an African American, a black woman or a Latina, he picked a Latina because he's Afro-Latina. But me, my preference
he's Afro-Latina.
The thing is,
explain why he doesn't go for the Afro.
The thing is,
he's half Afro. Why isn't he going after that?
Let me say something. In my case, my preferences shy away from my community, from my social.
Women likes white girls.
No, hell no. Hell no.
He likes expensive girls.
No. I'm more into like Asian, maybe Latino, Latina, Asian, Latina. You know. But the thing is like my preferences.
That'd be a good comment. Wins white girls. Come get your white girl.
No,
everybody gets a white girl.
Let me hear me out. Hear me out. Yeah, look here. The thing is, the reason why I don't prefer black women anymore is because
they're fucking boring.
They've destroyed that part of me that would literally have preferred them. They've completely and utterly destroyed them. They've destroyed themselves, and they literally destroyed that part of me.
And then
I prefer Asian or Latina. You know.
So it was the women that made you lose your blackness, not voting for Biden.
It wasn't just the women. It wasn't just the women. It wasn't just the women.
That's the reason you voted Trump.
It wasn't just the women. It's a multifaceted problem. It's a multifaceted things of within myself. Multifaceted. It's basically. It's not just the women. It's the situation of the society that I grew up in. It's the neighborhood I grew up in where I observed. I mean, I literally my grandmother, my grandfather. Holy shit! My grandmother, my grandfather got married in World War II, after World War II, and they've been together. My dad had a failed marriage, had another kid outside of wedlock, and then had me, but stayed with my mom. Now, luckily, he didn't have to pay child support because both mothers of the children of my half sibling opted out of the child support. You know, they opted out of the child support, which he got really lucky. Because I might have been raised by a destroyed fucking man, a destroyed man. Which in turn I was lucky. But the thing is, once I walked away from trying to date black women, I sat back and watched other relationships, other people's relationships. I've watched mixed relationships on their dynamic, and I didn't like what I saw. So basically, Western women as a whole, black, white, and otherwise, pretty much destroyed my view of Western women. Now, if I were to go to the continent of Africa, I don't think I'd be able to pick up. I don't think I'd be able to talk to one of them. I think I'd just leave them alone as well. You know. It doesn't matter if they're white, black, or otherwise. I'd probably just leave them the hell alone as well, because of what I've learned from the Western society. Like I said, there could be a group of women walking in front of me, walking down the sidewalk. Now, most people thought I was taking it too far. I crossed the fucking street. I put as much distance and objects between me and them. The more objects, the more fence posts, the more cars, the more distance between me, the more air between me and them is a good thing.
Well, here's a problem with what you're saying. When at the end of the day, it don't matter how much distance you put between them, you can still be Me Too. Like I said, right. Lazo wasn't even at school when he was Me Too. Let that shit sink in. Lazo was on vacation and was sick when he was Me Too. So that lets you know that your child doesn't even have to be present to be accused of Me Too for everybody just to believe the girl anyway.
Pretty much. I mean, I know that I said. I know that, but at least it's something, you know. It's something. It's not worth a damn, but it's something, you know. It's all it is. It's something. It may or may not be worth a damn, but
In other words, you're fine with it being a placebo.
Right, a placebo. Well, it's probably that's probably as effective as it is a placebo effect. Now, the thing I have to worry about is if they cross the street with me, then I have to take off running and find an alternate route.
Running is just a sign of guilt. That's why the police chase after you.
Well, what else? I don't have much of a choice, but I got to find way to get away from them.
I'll give you that.
Why don't you just fake your death?
This guy.
I'm serious.
If I die, I prefer to have it real. If I die, I prefer to have it real. You know.
I mean, we can have that arranged if you want. I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey, shit. Okay, I'm more than welcome. When?
This guy.
You think I'm joking?
I'm just trying to help him out, you know.
Oh shit! You're fucking serious. Oh hell yes. Fucking take
He's
me
not
out.
serious. He's not serious. When
look. If I wasn't serious about shit, I wouldn't be.
You're making fun of him because you're not. You're definitely not taking the fact that he actually takes you seriously.
You should take me seriously. I'm just saying it's just as a preface.
Dude, when and where? I'm looking for a fucking way out. Fucking put a fucking plug in my fucking brain. Goddamn, I'm sick of this fucking world.
We'll talk later, maybe. I don't know.
We'll talk offline. Message me on Craigslist.
Message me on the Christian Minecraft server.
Yeah, Christian.
They actually do have one of those.
Don't fucking swear on my Minecraft server.
They do.
I'm trying to shit. I'm not the best. Look here. I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm a horrible Christian, a shitty Christian, and even worse Muslim, and probably the most trash freaking Jewish person you'll ever meet. I was told in 3 books that I'm going to hell.
That's okay because the atheists will accept you. I'm just saying. I'll speak for them because I am one. So.
Yeah. See, look here. Like I said, 3 major books that I was going to hell. So look here. When I brought a flask of alcohol and 2 cans of beer to a church because I got sick of the hypocrisy. So are you really serious about taking me out? Don't get my hopes up, man.
Don't get my
hopes up.
I mean, you know, we all gotta have our resolutions, right?
And look, there's some things that I can't do because of certain things and individuals. But if you're my fucking last hope, I'll take it.
Just cooking some food on my end. That's why I'm in and out.
You could also, if you want, you could also join the Kurdish forces in Syria and help them fight ISIS fighters and kill ISIS members in the desert with the Kurdish forces in Syria. You could also do that.
I'm still under contract.
Thomas Sheridan had a good live stream today.
Just because you're under contract doesn't mean you can't do a SAG gig.
True. Good point. True.
The only thing you can do is actually sign up for a private contract.
It doesn't stipulate that in the contract.
You can't sign up for like a security firm basically until you're out the military.
True. Yeah,
but you can always join another. You can always go teach somebody or join another country's armed forces to help them out if you wanted to volunteer to help them.
That's.
Oh, crazy winds we're having today, SpongeBob. Oh, crazy wind. My beard is blowing.
It's simple. But back to the actual topics now, guys. We're trying to sort out.
There were topics here.
Yeah, there were topics.
Yeah,
actually.
mentorship, and and where to go for 2021.
How we can make it better for the Manosphere better, basically in 2021.
I typed some stuff in chat.
Start looking for smaller channels that are thinkers and start. I mean, yes, not we don't have the freaking
I've been thinking about
summit numbers. We don't have the MGTOW summit numbers, but what we can do is we can find thinkers and get to know and try and have a conversation with them over Discord. Find out who they are, get them some traffic to their channels.
I have another idea too, to take that a step further. As silly as it sounds, never underestimate the power of writing down our ideas and codifying them and actually potentially publishing them under pseudonyms could be a good way to protect our ideas from being stolen by the bigger MGTOW content creators.
Shoot, I'm getting used to my ideas being stolen by bigger content creators. It's always a no fault.
It's happened to me a few times too.
I can actually name all the bigger content creators who actually literally stole my idea, or took an idea and ran with it and shit like that. It's like, okay, yeah. People in the chat like, he's the greatest. He always comes up with the best ideas. Then you got that one hater in the comment section. Tico actually came up with that first. I got one or two haters in the comment section like, actually Tico came up with that idea first. It's like, oh, thank that hater.
I mean, look at my rolling videos. Like I'm up to 49. It's like
I try not to make videos with actual numbers on it as much as humanly possible. And if you do have numbers, I try to cut them off and make something brand new. That way it doesn't get old. But it's probably better.
The Joe Rogan podcast number 8,072.
Well, and the sad part about that, I'm gonna start doing that later on. I'm gonna start probably doing that with I've been doing that with the Bleeding Edge Red Pill series, where I just labeled them with the number basically. Or I actually been doing it with a new series that I've been doing called Tico's Death Scythe. I gotta do one next month. Actually, I actually missed this month. I actually gotta do one this year coming up. Matter of fact, now I think about it, but yeah, because probably if I had something like that's consistent, it'll probably be better, and it'll be something that everybody knows and is used to tuning into, kind of like Bleeding Edge Red Pill every Sunday.
It's a good show. You guys should watch it.
But yeah, it's like there's always that message that's got to be put out there. And the sad part about that, not only does the message got to be put out there, it's got to be put out there nice and cleanly. Not really always cleanly, but it's got to be put out there in a way where the person that's putting it out there doesn't seem like a crazed lunatic or, some maniac or some, off the hinge type person, basically.
Well, I mean, I just dropped like a 40 fucking minute rant as it is about Walmart. I don't know if you guys heard about this. Walmart really fucked up, and they're gonna tank. Expect to be able to buy Walmart stock real low, real soon.
Hell yeah!
So it's kind of an interesting story. But I just went on about this for a bit and related to a bunch of other things, kind of my style. You guys have probably seen that by now. But so what did Walmart do exactly? Well, what Walmart did was, so we have a contested election, and Josh Hawley, I think is his name, is someone who is in a position, an important position where he can contest like the electoral votes being cast by the vice president. So what did Walmart do? Well, Walmart responded by saying that Josh Hawley is a sore loser, and that because you get at minimum 2 hours of debate time, they were basically like, take your debate and enjoy it while it lasts, you sore loser. Like Walmart did this on Twitter. Yeah,
not surprising.
So they'll come out with a statement talking about. They'll come out with a statement talking about that person was let go. He does not reflect the views of Walmart. Wow, this is gonna be a lovely apology letter coming out like not too far from now.
And so the last few things I need to mention about that make it really interesting and kind of a funny story to tell people is the first thing is Walmart already did like a public statement thing. They said that one of their employees forgot to switch to their personal account and posted with the wrong account, which doesn't make sense to me. They would never give incompetent people the keys, right? The other thing is this is significant in that not only could Walmart burn, but it's significant because both Republicans and Democrats are working together to protest Walmart.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Who knew Walmart would be the uniter of forces? Jesus Christ. All you gotta do is shoot a poor kid in the back and you've got the country in arms. Jesus. Oh.
Wow. But we gotta try to stay on topic here, guys. About getting the manosphere to move forward and how to make it more more not PC, more marketable, reputable, marketable, and get some good traction instead of all the negative press that the manosphere has been getting.
Mentorship.
We need
active mentorship, and we need to rein in the spurs.
Yeah,
definitely less spurging.
Manifesto in 2000, but clear-cut examples: divorce courts, death rates, just everything that we have seen. It just needs to be listed out one after another with no fluff, no personal interpretation. Just needs to be on a list to show what's happening and why everyone is
single mother households need to be on that list too, along with Me Too. The innocent people, not the guilty people, but the innocent people, the innocent witch hunts that had men thrown under the bus for no damn reason whatsoever because she just felt a certain way that day. That needs to be added to that list. Stuff like that. So you need to
like Chuck Mangione. You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
Like in a Monica Rail situation.
Yeah, I know, but the sad part about that, we also got to talk about a lot more things that instead of like getting like convoluted or highfalutin without the falutin. Right. That was a Jamaican term, highfalutin without the falutin.
So I have one question regarding your goal. I have one question. What are you trying not to do?
Try to look like a bunch of maniacs or look like a bunch of terrorists.
So you want to organize yourselves?
A little bit better.
No,
we don't want to cross-contaminate ourselves with it's pretty much radical.
We don't want
traditionalists. We don't want to get ourselves involved with what we aren't.
The thing is,
so are we a political movement?
Two things are not. You want some text message?
We cannot organize. We cannot be organized.
Decentralized.
There is a collective mindset behind
it. Wait, slow down. Let Tess talk.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Tess. Tess.
Oh, what was that? Sorry.
Go ahead. You talk. Go ahead.
What was your question? I was reading chat from Jaguar.
It's fine. Go ahead.
But I want to say this: we cannot organize. We cannot become organized. What we can do.
Well, no, we're not talking about being. We're not talking about being organized. Well, you're taking it a little too far again. That's why I was going to let That's what I was going to let Tess talk because he was actually going somewhere with this.
Already.
Yeah.
But
let him talk. Let him talk.
Let Tess talk.
Yes, we cannot organize. The reason is because this movement is bringing on so many people from so many different political backgrounds. You can be right, you can be left, but you can be MGTOW all at the same time. The whole reason you can bring on anyone is because it's about men. I forget, it was from RBK, is that this is like an old example, but feminism, they take advantage of both the mindset of the right and of the left. They're neither or, and it's the same for us. We're neither and we're both. We can be everything because we're not them. We're our own thing. And we need to define what that thing is, or we get lost with the politics, with the conservatives, with the traditionalists, with the right, with the left, with the communists.
Yeah,
etc.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Go your own way. Where?
That's what we're getting. We get
Go
infighting.
your own way. Where? Go your own way. How? Go your
but
own way. To what extent? From the grid, from the system.
We can't decide that
efficient farming. It
needs.
needs.
Well, yeah, and the sad part about that is it's not even a political movement, but the sad part about that, there's a lot of people that always cling to political beliefs.
Because that is their reference. That is so
it's not even a political, and that's always been a reference point, and this is typically why I always laugh and say there's a bunch of trad cons.
Because it's their reference point, because it's their reference point, that's exactly why people bring the political shit in, because it becomes their metrics of going their own way.
And I think that's what we have to separate. We need to separate ourselves, and that's been the problem, I think, since the beginning. We have not properly separated ourselves. We're still intertwined with everything else. That has its reasons, but that needs to stop happening.
Because everything's intertwining. Thomas Sheridan had a good video today where he said all the gender bending has kind of created like an inhuman aspect to the way that we all think. Like there's no separation and there's no real duality anymore.
There's really never really been any separation. That's the problem. Especially if you grew up in a certain society where like it's all about patriotism and loving your country. You never really get that separation. And even in certain places, like you can never really get that separation of church from state, or you can't get that separation of anything from anything, because it's all intertwined and they make it so it's like that on purpose.
Right.
Now,
I wanted to quickly respond to Podbar in the comments. He says, I would suggest not to call yourselves a political movement, and that may alarm the right people to disband you guys.
And that's a fair point.
That's why we need to separate ourselves, because if we start to identify ourselves as any political movement, then we're gone, we're crumbled, and that's what keeps happening.
And this is what I was talking. Sorry about that.
And that's why I think
this is typically why I was talking about the whole entire thing about the Republican or the right-leaning people in the manosphere. They're the ones who shine through the most.
I was going to say
they get all the traction, so everybody thinks that everybody in a manosphere is right-leaning. Especially when you got a bunch of red pill people that actually say they're like you're Republican or they're trad cons and stuff like that. They typically get all the traction, and so everybody believes that everybody in the manosphere, from red pill to MGTOW, is all nothing more than trad cons, right-leaning.
The media arm will never try to show us like that. The media arm will clump us in with the incels, like the SPLC did in 2018. You go, they're a hate group. They're a hate group.
But the sad part about that is, at the end of the day, the reason why they clumped us in with them, because unfortunately there are a lot of incels in the manosphere. That called herself red pill. That called herself. There's a lot more that called herself MGTOW.
But because of the Reddit deplatforming as well.
No, because there's a lot of MGTOW. There's a lot of people under the MGTOW moniker that actually literally are incels that are referring to themselves as MGTOW, and they're making it so. They're making it so that this is the reason why MGTOW is catching the fucking boot, the bottom of the boot from everybody under the sun.
Because we took the bottom of the boot partially from the Reddit deplatforming in 2019.
Well, no, it's not even that.
From the incels.
Well, you took the bottom of the boot because you got people that come in that either say some crazy off the wall shit that is like very, very far leaning and very extreme, to the point where it's very extreme to the point where now you got to actually say like, okay, that's a terrorist, and now we got to denounce. And the sad part about that is the problem in the manosphere is nobody ever wants to denounce anybody, and everybody wants to accept everybody with open arms, even the people that says the most extremist shit. then you got people like incels that we don't want to denounce.
I know, Tico. I know you're talking about someone like
Jesus,
knows
we're not
about
playing
this.
the drums, man.
And they want to embrace them with open arms too. And it's like, really, guys? You wonder why we get painted this way.
I'm trying to say, fuck the politics, and let's go for the economics. Hit them where it hurts the most. The tax.
Well, the sad part about that is that the economics is always going.
Yeah, use the infrastructure of capitalism to build our own enterprises legitimately to help other men work towards self-sufficiency.
Yeah.
Turn the capitalist machine towards our advantage.
Yeah, and the sad part about that is, at the end of the day, the economic thing is there when it comes to the manosphere. We watch many stores close. We watch everything. We pretty much watch a lot of shit happen, where like a lot of stores are closing down because the whole entire manosphere message is actually catching on. Now there's no more. Now Zell's is closing. Now K's is closing. Now Victoria Secret is closing.
Babies are us.
Kids are us. Babies are us. Fucking David's bridal shop is closing because nobody's really getting married. And the sad part about that is like, so we do withdraw money economically. So that's not even a problem. That's the least of our problems. Now, if you're talking getting economically independent from everybody else, that's virtually almost impossible.
I'm talking about bachelor services where people can do things like write, produce art. I don't know, like give like financial advice on the low key if they're trained in that field.
Yeah.
And making like an informal economy of sorts between bachelors. Is it idealistic? Maybe. But I think that is a much more effective way of going about it because TFM is the most successful capitalist of the manosphere so far to date.
Well, no, I'm going to have to give that to Sandman.
Close second.
I would say probably Sandman's. I would say if TFM is raking in money, I would say he probably comes second. He would definitely come second to Sandman at this point in time. Yeah, because he was talking. Because matter of fact, we had that conversation in the stream that we did together, where he said Sandman is pretty much the person, the go-to person now. He was telling me that he doesn't nearly have as many followers as Sandman does, or something along the lines of that. So that's pretty much it. And the sad part about that is I can't even like talk trash on him because the sad part about that is I'm also a capitalist. But the sad part about that is I don't take from the manosphere. I typically take and sell outside of the manosphere to other people.
Yeah, use the blue pill economy for red pill purposes. That's like a form of asymmetric warfare.
Yeah.
I could see us doing that.
And I think MGTOW should try, or at least the manosphere should try to evolve like that, because you have Rollo Tomasi writing books. You have TFM trying to give incels a solution, even if you don't agree with it. It is a
Well, the sad part about that, I've actually given incels a solution many times. Like they always talk about you can't change your height. Actually, you can. You know, they got limb lengthening surgery to do that, so you actually could pull it off if you want to.
No, well, I mean that's not all incels believe the black pill stuff. A lot of incels just don't. They don't even like follow the red or follow that whole like doom mentality. They just don't pursue try to get with it.
Well, no, because the sad part about that is here's the problem that I have with a lot of the black pillars that claim themselves black pillars. I refer to them as emo black pill kids. The problem with them is they always talk about stuff like it's definite, like it's a definite or it's a absolute. And the sad part about that, there's the most optimistic people in the whole entire world. Now, I don't know about anybody else in here. I am the most pessimistic person you'll ever meet. So when I say something, it's either you are or you're not. I don't give a fuck what's in the middle. I don't give a fuck what aspirations or goals you got going on. It's either you are or you're not. That's all I care about. So if it's typically what I always talk about: are you improving or are you not improving? I don't care about what you got going on in the middle. It's either you are working towards the goal or you're not working towards the goal with me. So it's very definite with me, like either this or this. The problem with them is like they'll bring up shit like, women in the West, we're incels, we can't make it in the West. So what is the solution? We're gonna go to Europe, rent a room, rent a hostel, and bang hookers. So you can't. So what you're trying to tell me is you can't do that here. So you want to do that in another country, but you can't do that shit here. Like that really makes fucking sense.
Well, if you do that here, you can't trick some guy named Dippin into paying $5,000 for an expensive hotel and hookers.
Yeah.
Because I think I know who you're referencing here.
like I'm sorry, but like if you really want it that badly, all you got to do is call me. I'll get you a free ride across the border to Central America. You can have all the women you want.
Yeah.
For free.
Yeah.
You don't even need to pay $5,000. Matter of fact, if you want to make it feel special, my family's a group of coyotes. My family, we're coyotes, and we do it for like specific purposes. We don't do children. We do it for specific purposes. Like if your family's fleeing war-torn countries, or if you're in political, you're going through political strife, or things along the lines of that, or if, let's just say, a good example, my two friends who lost their passports in Jamaica because one of them banged the prime minister's daughter. We typically would sneak you out of a country or sneak you into another country, and you could pay me $500, and it's way cheaper than paying somebody $5,000.
Right.
Hell, I won't even charge you $500. I'll just charge you $50 just to do the deal. But like, it's one of those things where it's like you got better options than just paying $5,000 for a hostel. Did y'all ever think that? And the sad part, the thing that pissed me off about this, nobody's thinking about the airfare and flight on top of this shit, because a lot of them got to fly to another country to do this stupid shit. So now you're paying $5,000 for a hostel, and now you got to pay X amount of money just to fly to that fucking hostel. And then you got to pay for your room and board. I mean, you got to not room and board. You got to pay for your board. You got to pay for food. You got to pay to pretty much survive on top of that. So this lets me know that none of these motherfuckers are thinking about none of this.
About it is, you also got fucking first and last month's rent,
and customs, and Interpol, and CCTV if it's in Great Britain or something like that. I don't know.
They're talking about going to fucking the red light district in Amsterdam. Yeah. Which is sad. Like, why do you got to travel that fucking far to get some pussy? You can pretty much go to the Bunny Ranch and get it way cheaper.
It's like the women that travel.
That's like that makes no logical sense. You're willing to put together $5,000 to do this, but you're not willing to get plastic surgery. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's an underlying problem of not being able to address domestic issues. It's kind of like a trend in MGTOW, because I'll have a lot of people that are coming to MGTOW who are doing bad in their relationships, and then they try to portray themselves as being good.
Yeah, there's a lot to
the manosphere. So it's like if you can't address your domestic issues or your personal issues with your family or your relationship with your parents, don't project that onto people through the lens of the manosphere. That'd be a good way to grow moving forward.
Yeah, because we got a lot of those people that like literally come in and we offer them with open arms and want to welcome them in. Meanwhile, they beat the shit out of an elderly person or their significant other, and now they're trying to come in and talk about, she divorced me for no reason, guys. Like, no, we know, Mr. Domestic Violence. Like, like, come on now.
And the thing about the black pill guys, the ones that cam up, they're not even like hideous chuds or anything. Some of them can do a little bit to like improve their looks or something, but they're not like these hideous like mutant chuds. Like, they could definitely get women. They just don't want to put in the work to do it.
Yeah, and nobody does. Or my favorite one is the ones who actually, talk about being black pill. The ones that talk about being black pill, that that try to go like, whatever, kicking out of their coverage is what I refer to it as. if anybody don't know what kicking out of coverage is basically when you, it's basically like, you know, trying to, you know, get out, trying to like, you know, date out of your league, basically, is the best way I can put it. Like a lot of these people, they typically get upset. They get upset and they want to. They get upset and they want to blame because they can't get the person that they want or somebody that's out of their league, and they never want to date on their level, and they want to date somebody, you know, that's above them. So they get upset and say, "I'm an incel." This is typically what happens with a lot of these people.
That's absolutely a great point, because I don't know if you know who Modern Life Dating is, but they absolutely harass that guy. And they're like, "Oh, you don't have any women," and then he shows his women, and then they're like, "Oh, that woman's not that good looking," you know, like. They constantly move the goalpost.
Yeah, it's like that's.
Here's my receipts. Oh, what if that girl's not hot? Well, aren't you guys your black pill incels who just want your pee-pee touch? You should be, you know, trying to get any action that you can get. And now you're acting like you need to be super picky, so you need to figure it out.
Yeah, like it's basically, and this is another reason why I refer to them as like the same shit that they say is the same shit that they say on the left. The feminists say basically. It literally is like you're basically mimicking.
And not to forget, it's devaluing his argument again. Like Modern Life Dating, all these people that try to show receipts, they all devalue their argument, and then yeah, not only that, they make themselves look bad to the outside because they're trying to prove to these people who they technically believe they're better than. That they're, you know, they're trying to get validation from them.
I was really interrupted. You get stuff like this, like, you know, where people will sit here and, you know, they'll sit here and make up these statements, and they'll basically argue the same talking points that they argue that some. I'm not going to say it like this because it's New Year's and I don't want YouTube to stop me. But typically, women of a certain size will say that they deserve a man that's very fit, when in fact they're not willing to put in the work to get a man that's very fit, and they want to be upset when they can't get a man that's very fit. So like, typically what happens with that is now these guys are basically trying to do the same damn thing and trying to shame people, you know, or she's not attractive enough, or she's not this, she's not that. It's like, well, dude, you're not going to find nobody if you keep on trying to be picky like a woman. And that's typically what they're doing. They're being very picky like they're fucking women. And another problem that I have with these fucking fools that pisses me off to the extent is they never want any solutions. They just want to complain about shit like women. It's like you give them solutions. Well, that sounds crazy, or that sounds obscene, or that sounds this, or
too much work.
That's too much work. It's like
I don't have the proper jawline, or
like
insert here.
Yeah, it's like, dude, come on now. I give you solutions. Either you take them or you cry like a little bitch. It's like, and you sound like a little bitch. Matter of fact, you sound more bitchier than women right now.
Yeah, they do. They really.
I call that high spurgamy.
Dude, they literally will stream for 8 hours, and they're supposed to be talking about intellectual stuff, and all they do is attack Relo Tomasi, attack Modern Life Dating, attack some of these other guys, and that's all they do. Like.
Goofball.
I'm
talking about
for 2 hours. I get tired if I stream for 2 hours. I don't know how these motherfuckers do 8 hours of this shit.
Like the only way I can do like a stream longer than like what anything longer than 3 hours is unless it's like we're just being simple and having a lot of fucking fun. That is the only way I can pull off longer than 2 hours. Unless we're just being straight off the wall, simple. Balls to the wall, simple, basically. Like that's the only way I can do it. Like I can't do streams if we're gonna be talking about like some serious topics for hours on end, unless it's like bleeding edge red pill. It is what it is. Like, and so I agree with you 100% on that infamous rifle. Like my longest streams, either I checked out myself, or I was watching YouTube videos of other content creators. Or, you know, I just basically stopped listening to the person in the stream.
Yeah.
Because I've actually done that multiple times where I literally, like, somebody was talking in my stream. I'm not going to say any names. Somebody was talking in my stream, and I went to go watch other content creators while that person was just running their mouth in my stream because they were annoying as fuck.
Wasn't me by any chance, was it?
No, you weren't. We don't do streams long enough for that to happen.
Okay.
It's the same one that Infamous Rifle was talking about.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I actually literally checked out of that stream, and I went to go watch. Matter of fact, I went to watch Quiet Herb. I went to go watch Hidden MGTOW. I went to go watch. I caught up on a lot of MGTOW content.
Well, I've noticed you did quite a few versus battles with that guy. Like you were up to what, like 9 videos about that?
Yeah,
that was like a straight up Super Smash Bros. Like they were like taking the ledge and everything.
But the sad part about that is I didn't even do those videos. My 6-year-old did those videos.
Is Mike doing too well?
It was like 20. It was like 20xx, and then Tico kept using that.
I hear you, Jaguar. You could turn it up just a little bit, but I hear you. It's just you're competing with a bunch of guys who want to talk right now.
No. I'm talking about my chewing. Is my chewing too?
Oh no, I don't hear it.
No, I don't hear it either.
So, quick question. So have we properly separated ourselves from the PUA community, or is that still like festering? What's happening there?
That's still happening because we got people like Darius M. We got people like Darius M. We got people like a few other people that pretty much blur the lines between MGTOW and pickup artistry, or or my favorite. The new favorite is called Dom Game. Now, that's the new thing, Dom Game. So typically, what happens with that is basically like it's pickup artistry while trying to be a pimp, while faking like you're a pimp at the same damn time, or trying to maintain power in a relationship.
Yeah. So you approach, but apparently you have the power as well. I don't know how that works.
Oh shit! My favorite. This is gonna fuck with all of you. My favorite is the 3 point. What the fuck? 3.0.
I'm actually liking this Papar guy. I actually agree with you 100% on that one.
They're willing to do the darkest, dumbest shit, but they can't even like fess up and actually do something that's going to improve them.
Yeah, true.
Right.
I made a video talking about a shit ton of solutions on my one channel.
They literally. Yeah,
I had a solution on my MGTOW Menace channel back in 2017, which was like education reform or like decentralized education.
Well, I'm talking about for the black pillars.
That sort of thing gets ignored.
They tried to drag my name through the fucking mud, and it pissed me off.
They actually did drag your name through the mud.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they said you were part of like a white MGTOW 3.0 group. That's okay. Wait. Do we like? No, sorry. I don't want to move off. I want to move off that because I don't know if we got fully out of the way, like the PUA stuff, but the 3.0 stuff's not really PUA. Not really PUA stuff.
Did you say repeat that one more time again,
I said the 3.0 stuff I don't think coincides with the PUA community type,
because they talk about looks and shit like that.
It's like a reactionary, it's like a reactionary towards.
That part about that, if you actually look at looks maxing, is basically the same damn thing that MGTOW says when it says improve yourself, and it's the same damn thing that the Red Pill community says when it talks about like maximize your value and SMV value basically. So it's the same fucking thing that makes.
That's actually true, and it's just like a competitive. It's like a competitive re-up to say we can do it. We can be better PUAs than the PUAs are.
Yeah, basically.
If we're still having this problem, I think that's an extreme problem because that goes against what MGTOW is, and if we're having this confusion. It's no wonder that we're having this like unrest and this looping. It's because we still haven't separated ourselves.
No, we haven't.
We're still just conflicting with each other when we're completely separate.
It's like the sad part about that is the reason why the conflicts are actually happening is because we're separate. It's like we said in the beginning. There's a bunch of tribalism. Like typically, there's a lot of channels that I don't watch anymore because of the stupid tribalism. And there's a lot of channels that I stopped watching because they started saying some off the wall shit. It's like, yep, unsub real quick. So
but is that because they are properly labeling themselves, or I don't know how to describe this. Are they
both? They're both properly labeling themselves, and they're both actually making shit almost like a gang mentality, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
So I typically unsub, or if they're not making stuff gang mentality style, or if they're not making stuff, if they're not mislabeling themselves, they're doing shit where they're causing drama for no fucking reason whatsoever. So you got these three groups right here, literally doing some stupid shit on a regular basis, making it worse than what it needs to be.
And one of which was in the
you got the fake PUA. One of which was in the public PUA. You got the quote unquote PUA / MGTOWers running around here doing and shit too. So you got four groups on top of that.
Yeah, and then you have one particular group. You know who these guys are.
Yeah.
And they're doing stuff in public space, committing petty crimes to spread the MGTOW message, like by writing MGTOW on money, writing MGTOW on road signs.
Hey, Menace, that pretty much falls under the mislabeling for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
From
MGTOW Crash Bandicoot to Jaguar Media because of those guys.
Hey guys, you hear that? That's my ship. I gotta go.
Cypher.
I'm sailing away.
See you, Cypher.
See you later, man. Hey, Cypher, man.
Happy New Year, champion.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Fuck no, not November.
That guy's funny. I hadn't seen him in forever.
Yeah. And Happy New Year.
If you don't have the
I remember when he was like kind of going into the not going to the mainstream, but just talking to some random people about like running for president one day. I was like, and then later I like it was like Cypher's basement. I was like, why does that sound familiar?
I interviewed him on my channel. I interviewed him on my main channel.
I think that's where I first saw him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that too.
It was good shit. It was good
shit. Now he's in Bleeding Edge Red Pill now.
now he's part of the big leagues. No, I'm just kidding.
The sad part about that, I brought him along for many reasons. He's a very good survivalist, and he's very good at teach you how to survive off of certain things that you normally wouldn't think to eat. And he's very good at tumor reports and stuff like that. So it's like
he knows the political scene really well.
And he knows political, and he knows some economics, and he knows a lot about weapons and stuff like that.
That's kind of what the Red Pill overall needs is shit like that. Like I'm getting ready to, I haven't talked about this, but I'm getting ready to bust out, weapons instruction as well for my channel.
Yeah.
So how does that not make us look like a terrorist organization? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, we really don't need that.
There are tradcons that do that. I mean,
the thing is,
that's not a good reason.
The thing is like we gotta basically it's basically you saying specifically for hunting, like.
Well, fuck hunting.
Fucking live
right.
I'm about self.
Yeah, fuck hunting.
Hunting is survival, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not teaching the survivalism. I don't think I'm quite qualified enough to do that. I'm skilled at other things.
Right, but the thing is like you gotta know how to you gotta know how to skin the game. You gotta know how to dry and tan your hide.
Absolutely. And I think someone should create that kind of content.
We need videos and ideas. Yeah.
What we need is guys who know how to do shit, who can teach other guys how to do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna just wing it and try to go do it just so I can teach you guys because I don't know how to do that shit. I would need a video first.
The thing is, the best way to learn is to do it yourself. It's experiment.
Yeah, content does nothing.
Trial and error.
For me, it's like all the stuff that I've learned, I've experimented. I've done a lot of experimentations. I've made mistakes. I've done trial and error. I've made, boy, if I made mistakes.
Well, if you watch a video about something and you never do it, do you really know how to do that thing?
Right.
True. That'd be like watching videos on martial arts and thinking you're a black belt in martial arts.
Right. Well, there are people.
I've actually taken martial arts in not only inside in the military but out the military as well. And it's like over the years they've stopped teaching bayonet training. in the military. For I don't know what reason.
When did you?
Okay, now we're getting off topic again.
But the thing, sorry about that. The thing is, like, in order to do it, in order to know how to do it, you have to be able to be. It's trial and error. It's trial and
not
error.
necessarily just trial and error, but it's just the fact that we actually. The topic is we actually need ideas and content in our videos.
We need examples of people who are willing to take keyword acceptable risks. I'm not saying big risks, like putting yourself out there to be me too'd. As an example, acceptable risks, because we need to teach men how to unlearn this whole I can't do it, the whole gaslighting culture that we live in now. I can't do it. That's not politically correct, because it's all just gaslighting.
Society's going to get me if I do this. Like,
exactly.
You got to learn how to be. And the sad part about that is, the dude to pull that off, you basically got to unteach men this blue pill shit.
The reaction video format.
And you gotta pretty much unteach men a lot of shit that they've been learning over the many fucking years.
Because I was thinking, because one of my things before.
You gotta teach men to do. You gotta unteach men the bullshit and the fuckery that they've learned from many years from feminine women, and or being raised by a single mother, and or society, and or just customs or culture for all intents and purposes. Like a good example of that is for that to even remotely work successfully, you would literally have to go into each community and actually destroy a lot of the shit that they got going on, like the black community. Fuck all with all this, fuck all with all this fucking rap video shit, and we get rid of that shit and teach them how to actually be actual human beings and men for all intents and purposes, and women. And stop acting like freaking savage animals in the black community.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And then on top of that, when you get to the white community, we got to teach them, okay, look, it may sound cool to do that in a rap song, but it's not really all that cool to do that in a rap song, what the rap song says. Sometimes you just got to not do that shit. And teach these Karens and these women that, feminism isn't really the best thing. And the sad part about that would be that's a shit ton of wrongs that you got to put out there and tackle at the same damn time while you're doing it. And the sad part about that is some of these things are going to overlap with a lot of these people. Let it be the white community, the black community, the Latin community, in all these other communities. A lot of these prongs are going to overlap in a lot of these communities. So you got to be able to catch all the shit that's falling while trying to tackle everything and at the same damn time with all these communities. Because each community needs something different. Each community needs something different. Each community needs something different so they can actually get past their overall problems at the end of the day.
But before the communities can develop around healthy relationships, the men need to overcome those problems first.
Yeah, true. And the men need to actually get their balls back, which is actually a major problem. So the sad part about that, for men to actually, you have to teach men to get to take their balls out of some woman's purse that don't even belong to. Then on top of that, you got to start tempering down all the crazy green women out there. And you got to start, tackling the black community and the shit that's going on there. You got to tackle the white community, the Asian community, the Latin community, the Arab community, the Indian community, the Jewish community. Well, the Jewish community is pretty okay for the most part. They can use some tweaking. They can use some tweaking because nobody's 100% perfect. But all these communities need various things, and they need different things so they can actually be back on a better path and back on the right track.
So is saying take women's rights away, is that not a positive thing for the philosophy?
Well, the sad part about that is it sounds great in theory. It can happen, like I said. I actually know it can happen. But the sad part about that, again, men would have to take their balls back, or one man would have to actually step up and be like, look, fuck this shit. Like I've always said in stream, fuck this shit. We're going back to doing this. That's out. This is out. I'm repealing this, pulling back this. Everybody's going back to what they fucking were before. End of story. Anybody got a problem with that? I'll punch you in the face. Literally, we literally need somebody like a John Wayne or somebody that literally is masculine enough to say that to people, and then people will, we hate that, but I guess we got to go along with this. You know, and the sad part about that is people will follow a strong leader, no matter if you like it or not. They may not like what he's saying, but everybody's pretty much going to capitulate because nobody's willing to stand up. And people will say, well, what about the cucks and the white knights? They ain't going to do shit. Because the sad part about that is the women's going to try to get them to do shit, but the sad part about that, they'll fall in line. The men will fall in line no matter what under a strong leader, whether if you like it or not. And the women will pretty much be like, well, we don't like this, but the women ain't going to do shit. What they going to do? Nothing. They're going to take it. That's all they're going to do, or yell, and they're going to yell about it. Then they're going to take it. It's like women aren't going to really do shit, and the cucks are really ain't going to do shit any damn way. They're just cucks. What do you expect them to do? So the sad part about that, we would need a strong male to pull that off at the end of the day. However, there are alternatives to this shit. I mean, you could pull back a lot of this shit that's been said and done and say, nope, any more stupid bills, the next person's getting bitch slapped. End of story. That's if you say that out loud, people go, oh my God, and clutch their pearls. But at the end of the day,
exactly. That's my thing about the whole mask thing. Like,
yeah, it's like
we were talking about the COVID craziness. These people are lunatics about just a piece of cloth over your face that doesn't even work.
Yeah, like the sad part about the cloth is worse than the real damn thing. And the sad part about that,
all it takes is civil disobedience. All it takes is us to say, you know what, fuck this shit. We're not doing it.
And the sad part about that, that's a good example. Now that you just said that, Infamous Rifle. The sad part about that is that shit can literally work because it's happening right now, right under our fucking noses. Like, you can literally change shit around if you want to, but the sad part about that, they won't. Because the sad part about that, what they do will make it actually better. And the sad part about it's kind of like what I say about the left. The left basically panders to black people to make black people think they need them when in fact black people really don't need them.
Nope.
And this is the reason why the black community is in the mess that they're in right now, because they think they need somebody to make them better when in fact they got all these opportunities and all these people in their ranks that literally made it out of the community and made for a better life for themselves. Like you got your Morgan Freemans, you got your Denzel Washingtons, you got your fucking Chris Rock's brother, Terry Crews, all these other people. Well, Terry Crews is probably a bad one, but he basically made it out either way. And you got all the Wesley Snipes, all these people, Sidney Poitier, and the list of women, the cast of characters of black women that were literally strong black women, not these hoes and huskies.
They don't even run around today like that.
I like what Test is saying too, because he's saying like, telling men to just go harder is kind of like it's a solution, but it's kind of the reason why we got into this situation in the first place. If people aren't recognizing the people in their communities that are actually doing good things, then how are we doing more good things? How is that going to solve anything? It's just going to make more of a opportunity for them to change the narrative around, like they did with Michael Jackson, like they did with anybody who does too much good. Like it's never going to get.
At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, like you're saying, all this stuff. And the sad part about that, I'm not MGTOW, but I can actually agree with him on that. All that stuff is not MGTOW that we just mentioned. None of that stuff is MGTOW in the least bit, because at the end of the day, it's about men going their own way. So how are you going your own way when you're capitulating the
doing all this extra stuff for the community?
Doing all this extra shit for no fucking reason. How are you going your own way?
Just for the record, I'm a MGTOW. I'm a Jaguar going their own way.
This guy. Anyways.
The thing is, they ostracize and literally isolate the people that are doing well in the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do that quite often. And the sad part about that, I was always laughing about that, because the sad part about that is you get a bunch of people together and they're all hive-minded and they all think alike and they act alike and they look alike and they talk alike, like they're Patty Duke and shit. And her cousin, and it's literally what it is. It's like they're literally starting to sound hive-minded, like the women of today, for all intents and purposes, and it's sad. And it's one of those things where it's like, matter of fact, Duzang said it too. So he just sent me another text message, despite the fact that he's watching and he can bring his ass in his fucking stream. Duzang actually said to me, like, you
sounds like some Duzang shit.
We literally need MGTOW literally needs an infrastructure. An internet infrastructure, and they also need to actually be not unified, but Because a good example of that, because I talk about this a lot when it comes to the Spanish Manosphere. The Spanish Manosphere is a loosely
decentralized, right?
A loosely decentralized group of people who are literally coming together and they're moving forward. The sad part about that is we follow a common goal and thread, and we don't typically, even if we fight with each other in the Spanish Manosphere, we typically can still sit in the same stream with each other and get along with each other, and we don't have these petty beefs for years on end and years, months, decades, and for all intents and purposes. We typically can do a stream together and get along, and then and then admit that we were wrong in a stream together. That's typically how
you guys also take women's streaming rights away.
You're simple. Anyway, the sad part about that is, the sad part about that is on the MGTOW side of things, typically all the MGTOWs are monk. You're monk on the MGTOW side in the Spanish Manosphere. On the Red Pill side, you can still date, or you can, not date, or you can pump and dump and all this other extra shit for all intents and purposes. But on the MGTOW side, you're basically just going for one goal, and that's to improve yourself 100% in becoming monk. And on the Red Pill side, you're still participating in the game, or you can not participate in the game, or you can do pump and dump. And the sad part about that, it's still uniform up the middle, that everybody pretty much follows and gets along and get along for everything, for all intents and purposes, and nobody ever really falls out of line.
God damn it.
Typically, we keep everybody accountable at the same damn time, is what I've noticed. So that's typically what happens in the Spanish Manosphere. Everything's uniform when we keep everybody in line, and we got a lot of checks and balances to do so. Whereas in an English-speaking Manosphere, everybody's all over the fucking place. I've never seen so many fucking pills. I've never seen so many motherfucking philosophies. I ain't never seen so much bullshit go on in my fucking life. You're this, you're that, this, you're that. It's like it's the most ridiculous shit in the world. It's like,
hey, you want me to see if I could bring MGTOW Saviour in here?
If you want to, I sent you a link.
Hallelujah. Tico,
I didn't realize that until I really looked around, because I had gotten into the Red Pill, and I was like, no, that's pretty much all there is to it. And then I looked online, and then I was like, oh my god, now there's people saying like the pink or the Meeks pill or the hype pill or
someone came on a TFM show and talked about the orange pill and
the green.
Because that's
up at this point.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like, okay, shut the fuck up and just follow the pills. Because typically what I see with these people is, like, even with the purple pillars, I'm sorry.
It's a placebo.
The sad part about that is this is typically what I see with these people. You can't follow a simple philosophy, so you're a bitch nigga, and you need to make up your own fucking philosophy because you're too much of a bitch nigga to follow an actual philosophy that's already been set up.
With the purple pill, they're trying to use the red pill to do their blue pill ideals. That's what the purple pill is essentially. Although Lycan Theory will argue with me about that. At the end
of the day, you're still a bitch nigga if you're going to still participate in shit and you don't want to admit to it and you want to try to say I'm purple pill. Like, you can still be red pill and still date. Hell, I'm red pill and I'm still fucking dating.
Right.
I've been in a relationship for a very, very long time. She literally posts the content on my fucking channel without even fucking sweat and titles. So, like, you can literally be red pill and actually literally do what you need to do at the end of the day.
I say purple pill is basically kind of a guy who's kind of blue pill, but he's trying to use the red pill to achieve his blue pill goals.
What's up, bro?
What's up?
What's going on, man? Happy New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year.
What's up? Happy New Year.
What's going on, man?
I think I've seen your video. I think I've seen a couple of your videos.
Yeah, you got good content for sure.
Yeah, bro. I'm happy to be in here, man. You've been trying to get me on MGTOW to win for a minute, so I'm happy to be here.
Wait, are you the guy that says that the enemy of my enemy is still that same enemy? Okay, that's that. Because those are old stories. Those are from like way back. I remember watching content.
Yeah. I actually like MGTOW Saviour. I never really got a chance to ever talk to MGTOW Saviour, but I've always liked this content.
Yeah, like I said, he's one of the other ones I talked to,
Yeah.
Like, like I said, I got a hold of his content overseas. You know, when I was in Jordan.
Jordan.
Yep, the country Jordan.
Like a good example, like this is something I wanted to ask people. Now that Wim brought that up, how long has everybody been making content on this platform, Red Pill, MGTOW, or otherwise?
Holy shit!
3 years for me.
About 2 or 3 years.
Damn.
Let's
see. I didn't do it till like after about 6 months to a year after my deployment.
Okay.
So it'll be about 2017, 2018.
I've been in the community a long time, but I didn't start making content. I haven't even been making content for 2 years, I don't think.
Yeah, I actually binge watched content before I started making content.
But I've been a mod for TFM since like fucking 2017.
Yeah, I've been on a YouTube platform for about 14 years. Doing various other content. I think I've only been making Red Pill content for about 7 or 8 of those 10 years.
Yeah, and I was on a platform.
I was on a Spanish first side, FYI.
I was on the platform since 14, and it's like, you know.
But I've been making content for about 14 years. Going now 15 years. That's because it's New Year's now. But yeah, I've been on the platform for about 15 years altogether.
Yeah, man, I'm an old vet, so you know I've been here for a long time.
I've been making YouTube content since fucking 2012, 2011.
Well, yeah, I guess I could follow that up with a question like what do you see the people who have been here for a while on YouTube, how are they doing compared to the people who are new?
Hold on. I'm just looking at the comment section.
As in like 2 or 3 years. Sorry, I kind of want to hear what people have to say about my question first.
Jam?
Oh my God, here we go.
That's a really good question.
Yeah,
because I'll say you can tell someone's a new content creator, and the reason is what I said towards the beginning of this stream. So you go to their content, and it's basically like, "Hey guys, women suck."
Yeah, I love that.
That's like your stream. Like, "Hey, welcome to the Women Suck stream," and it's like, okay, yeah, man, women will cheat on you and they'll divorce rape you, and okay, what else? Is there anything else to your content?
Hey guys, I have a story here where I got cheated on. Hey guys, I observed female hypergamy when she went with Chad or Chang or Abdul or Tyrone.
I could actually name some names, but I'm not going to. But that's basically, and they stream like every day. So like every day, it's welcome to the Women Suck stream.
I tell you what, man. The content that the MGTOW community has given, I think a lot of us here has really like educated us a lot in life. I think with this community, it gave me a lot of knowledge. Now, for me, you do evolve from this, but the information for those people who come into the community, you know, because that's the same way I got caught onto the community. When you lost, you don't have information. You come and when you don't understand what's going on in the world, especially with women in the system in general, how they treat men. When you come here, you start to realize, like, dang, this is real. It's like it's other men out here that really do this. That's how I felt. Like it was just it just helped me so much because I didn't realize that men thought like this. Like I thought I was alone on that, like how I was feeling. So it's an amazing thing, man. Like I feel like it's beautiful, but you do evolve once you get past the red pill rage, man. You start to have understanding about the world, how they view men, because the world, how they view men is horrible.
Oh, definitely.
One last thing.
Speaking of red pill rage, watch the comment section pop up.
Speaking of red pill rage, go over to the Mayhem.
He's back. Please expect him to come back. Matter of fact, the links in the comment section if you want to jump.
Oh, that's Luigi. That's Luigi, isn't it?
Come on.
Okay, that's the guy that's constantly fucking with Incel Dictionary. Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come
man. But,
on.
hey,
Yeah, that's
MGTOW to
definitely
win.
Luigi. I've been in a live stream with him before.
He threatened to dox
MGTOW
me. I
to
was
win.
gonna email him my shit
Yo.
because I don't.
We're gonna have to do one, man. Just meet on the separate time. It's gonna be
All right,
good.
man.
I'm happy I joined the stream, man, because I gotta get up in the morning. So, I mean, I'm thankful, bro. I appreciate all you brothers, man. Like
you as well, MIGTOW Saviour.
Yeah,
all right,
I'm glad you got on there. It's good to talk
man,
to you,
I'm
bro.
happy I did too, man. You
Big
really
tough Saviour, bro.
like. I'm
Nice.
proud of him, man. I'm proud of him. I encourage MGTOW to win to start this channel, and I'm proud of what you did, bro. So it's like to see you grow where you came from. It's amazing, man.
I can't forget where I came from. You know, it's like,
man, I'm telling you.
And I also can't forget the people that was with me along the journey.
That's what's about.
Even though some of them people dropped off, and can't get in contact with them again, but my ear's still open, you know.
And that's what it's about, brother. That's exactly. It's about helping people, man. Some people get lost on the way on this journey, but you always gonna come back, man. Even if when you lose your way, because you can't get away from the red pill. Because the red pill is the truth. You can't run away from the truth.
I mean, you can run away from it because a lot of people do try, and they will try their best to, but it's one of those things where it's like you eventually got to come back to it, or it's going to be a full circle.
Exactly.
Right back at it.
Exactly.
It's kind of like the parents back in the day when they used to make you, when they used to tell you that you're not leaving the table till you eat your food, basically, and if you don't eat your food, you're gonna be eating that the next day. That's basically red pill truth.
Actually, like what Saviour was talking about, because it pretty much brings the loosely out of loosely decentralized that what the manosphere in the Latin community is, because I think part of it is a lot of us in like the Western context is very, or the Western like linguistically, if you study like the text of like the videos that we all make, it's very low context. Like we all are going through some of like the similar issues, because at the end of the day, this is the way that women act. They all pretty much act the same way, whether we are coming from whatever part of the world we're coming from. But the fact that it's all on the front and in this very kind of like, I don't want to say explicit, but some of even the people who aren't very explicit or who don't really say aren't too extreme, the fact that we're still working through it and it's online and it's public is a video that inspires ideas and people to make their own content, but also it doesn't really get us away from that perception that we're painted as.
Yeah,
which is actually pretty funny. Which is actually pretty funny because I actually did a video on that today where I was talking about men speaking out on their experiences in the way society treats them when they speak out on. You got
to talk shit about your,
Well, it's not even talking shit. It's basically just talking about your experiences. And I've talked about how it's unfair, how it's not right for a man to talk about his experiences, but women can do it on a regular basis all the time, and did it from the beginning of time. Whereas one time a man actually says something about.
Just do it with your friends. Don't do it online in public.
Well, it's not even just that. It's more or less the fact that you got a lot of people who are just that need to get it off their chest. But the sad part about that is and this is the thing I always find funny about the feminist community. They'll say stupid shit like we need to get rid of toxic masculinity, this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other. Then they'll turn around once a man actually starts talking about his feelings and say, men need to man up.
You blacks taking our white women.
Or you need to do this, basically.
Exactly.
Like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah, knock it off.
That's what they'll say.
It's basically what they'll
say. Yeah, it's like they basically say the same shit over and over again, and it's like quite annoying once you hear it from them. It's like the most annoying shit in the world. It's like, wait a minute, so do you want men to man up, or do you want them to get rid of toxic masculinity? You can't have it both ways. You really can't. You want them to be sensitive little bitches, or do you want them to be men and man up?
Yeah.
No. Can I say something? This is going to drive me up the frickin' should I? I'm on my laptop right now. Which should I leave him be? Should I leave that dude be?
Knock it off. Let it go. Okay. This is New Year's.
Yeah, yes it is. Yes it is. I gotta be on my best behavior for the new year.
Like I don't really care what stupid people are doing in the comment section. They'll just be stupid in the comment section. Let YouTube sort out their dumbasses in the morning. That's exactly how I feel about it, because YouTube's on their terror right now with the comment section any damn way.
They're everywhere. They're like Wayne Rooney. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They see everything.
Yeah, because the sad part about that, I had another guy complain about him posting some dumbass comment in my comment section and accusing me of deleting it when in fact YouTube did. Because apparently people don't read fucking policies and terms of service basically anymore.
No, that's too hard. That's too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Shit. Even though they give you an email on that shit every single time, and I read the shit.
And Google notifications too.
I know, right? But they swear up and down they're geniuses, but they can't quite figure out the fucking TOS is basically for YouTube.
No, that's too much thinking. The soy in the brain won't let them do that.
Yeah.
Soy in the brain blocks those synapses from working.
Yeah, but the problem I've always had with people, and I got two Discords. I am Tico Tren and I am the Vedic Ghost. FYI.
I'm sending him to the servers.
Yeah, I'm Vedic Ghost. I'm Vedic Ghost and I'm Tico Tren. And unless you're in one of my servers, unless you're in my Title 4D server, then I'm fucking my real name is on that one.
Am I there?
I don't think you're in that one.
Probably not.
Oh, my real name. I've already told my real name. My real name is. Matter of fact, I even type it out.
You don't need to. You don't need to. I was just wondering.
Zero fucks given.
Literally zero fucks given.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't.
I guess that's good then.
I'm not going to
shout
my name.
Get doxxed.
I do appear on camera. I ain't worried about that. I'm not one of these guys that's going to talk all this shit about I do this and that and not, or that I'm in great shape and never get on camera.
Or the ones that roast you for your looks, but they never have a profile picture in the.
Right?
That's science.
You're such an incel because your jawline doesn't have a postcode.
Yeah, like the guy can tell a personal trainer that they're in way better shape than them, but they won't get on camera.
So yeah, they don't go on camera.
But no, this fool literally, Jack, he told this guy who's a personal trainer who was on camera in great shape. He's like, I'm in way better shape than you. And it's like, but you're hiding behind your avatar. Like, how do we know that?
Yeah.
Normally, when you talk shit like that, you kind of got to prove it.
True story. That's our real name. Anyways,
I never pictured you to have that first name. I saw you more as
I know. I know, that's the sad part.
Maybe like a Baptiste or something.
Baptiste. Well, you also got to take consideration too. You also got to take consideration too. I come from an indigenous background as well, so.
Oh, that's true. That's right. That's true.
And that name basically means I was born on a Saturday. So that first name is
my middle name is
I was born on Saturday and I was the first boy.
My middle name is a Tuesday. They have a similar thing in Lao culture too. Anyways, digressions aside.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like we just got to sort out a lot of people. We got to like literally call them out and call them out when they do stupid shit. So we won't be a part of. So we won't have them a part of the group. So people will say, "Well, see, they all do this." Kind of like what what's his name was saying about the infamous rifle was saying about the low hanging fruit. Yeah, we got a lot of low hanging fruit. They say the most dumbest shit in the world, and they say the most craziest shit in the world, and nobody calls them out. Nobody Nobody disassociates themselves with them, and everybody's giving them praise. And then they turn around and wonder why people are seeing them in a certain light or in a negative light.
I would say part of the criteria would have to be some like a higher state of awareness about the manosphere and what's happening. And because my problem was just like not knowing all the crazy content that was out there and just thinking it was like an innocent philosophy. And I was like, I had to actually open my eyes to see, oh, there's tons of shit. And it was mostly because my search habits are, I guess different from, what you would normally just do, what you would just type into the YouTube search engine. Because I actually had content creators that I followed that referred me to others. So I guess having a network, the criteria would be establishing a network, establishing infrastructure, having some sort of higher level of awareness about what's going on without getting too centralized, I think would be a good starting point. Does anybody have anything else? Because we kind of, just to recap, because we covered like a lot of different topics.
We need to do the same thing that we did to the traditionalists like 5 years ago. We just need to call them out. We need to tell them why, and we just need to move on.
Yeah, because the sad part about all this shit that we're doing now is like we just drag it on and
just
on.
Just competitive BS.
It's like, so you don't want to follow this person because this, or you don't want to follow this person because this, and this person's this. It's like, dude, you're basically doing the same damn thing they do in kindergarten. I'm not touching you. Like, come on now, dude.
You do also have infiltrators.
Yeah, we have a lot of them.
Yeah, they see that, they see these content creators that you named earlier, such as Sandman, such as TFM, who are making a lot of money, pretty much a living off of their channel, and they're like, maybe I can do this too. So then they jump into the fray and they try to do this cult of personality thing, or they attack like the big boys or someone who's popular in the drama market, and that's just
emo-tep.
And then you have people doing it for the wrong reasons, and that hurts us even more than any PUA accidentally mislabeling themselves. Is people just using the label to get themselves fame. Where now we're introducing narcissism into something that is supposed to be about self-improvement.
And then on top of that, to ride off of what Tess said, we have also a lot of people on the manosphere already that suffer from narcissism their damn selves.
Yes.
That's been doing it for a while, or that get a lot of subs, and then now they're narcissistic and they're all up there top of, look what I got, or I got this, or I do this, and I'm this. You ain't got the subs like I do. It's like, okay, shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
that's a lot of people, because the sad part about that is, matter of fact, I think I made one video on my channel where I literally showed my press plays in the background. And the sad part about that is I have like 2 golds now. I had 1 at the time. Now I have 2 golds now, and I have 3 silvers. So when it comes to actually having subs, unless you can actually get a silver, I'm gonna need you to shut the fuck up. Yeah, literally.
Yeah, well,
because I'm not even going to ask you to get a gold. I'm gonna just ask you to get a silver before you can actually talk to me. Because this is typically what a lot of the people do. I've noticed in the manosphere, they always try to compare themselves, and they say, "Well, I got more subs than you," and this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other. I go, I don't really care how many subs.
It's just so stupid and zealotry based.
Yeah.
It's like, I got the church of the most converts. Yeah.
Because the sad part about that is what I've noticed with these people is it kind of reminds me of a black church, a black Baptist church. You go to the damn church and they pass around that damn collection plate like 7 fucking times. And you want to take the plate and smack somebody in the fucking head with it, type shit. That's basically what people who have a lot of subs. That's basically how I see a lot of people with a lot of subs that try to beat you over the head with it, like a black Baptist church where they pass around that same fucking collection plate 7 fucking times.
And it's like they're going, it's like as if they're like, don't hate, donate, my brothers and sisters, or my brothers.
And then come Monday, come Sunday after church, Monday morning, they're after each other's fucking throats.
Yeah, literally.
What I've observed is they've tend to follow a pattern. This is kind of going to spoil some of my videos, my upcoming videos, my Guilty Grift series.
I've done them multiple times.
I've
done that to a lot of my videos this stream.
I wonder if there's an anime meme for
Wait, man, wait. Let Rifle talk.
Oh, I was just going to point out. So they start off with what I was saying before, and then they get caught. Everybody finds out, okay, this guy's not really a MGTOW either. He's married. He's secretly a cuck when he slides in the girl's DMs, you know. They find out that he's not a fucking MGTOW or even Red Pill for that matter. So then they move the goalpost. And then now they're a conservative pundit. And they're trying to hold on, but they're trying to hold on to their MGTOW audience by, you know, just being anti-feminist.
Yeah.
So that is a very
and then we go back to 2005 instead of 2015, and then we're worse off.
Yeah.
Then we're back 10.
We're bargaining again.
Yeah. But that's the grift I've seen with multiple content creators. I'm going to be doing videos about them, but yeah, that's what we got to keep an eye out for. We got to keep an eye out not only in the MGTOW space, but in the Red Pill space for, you know, these trad cons in disguise.
And that's also why I have the MGTOW archive back up on my channel when it comes to the Spetsnaz videos, the Chris Cantor videos, even though some people may not like him, Jerry Liu's videos, other people's videos. They're there to show people what old MGTOW was like, which was the better stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
To go, this is the standard. It is accessible here.
Matter of fact, I made a video a while back where I actually literally asked, why are you MGTOW?
I remember that one, actually. That was a really good one. That
Why
was one of your better videos.
are you MGTOW?
Yeah, and the sad part about that is the thing that I liked about that video is because I brought up all the problems that we're talking about now, that people were like calling themselves MGTOW and bringing themselves to be MGTOW. And I basically brought up like several different ones from you're MGTOW because you couldn't get the girl that you wanted, so you became MGTOW. Yeah. Or, you know, you want to be MGTOW because you want the MGTOW groupies, or the Red Pill group groupies, basically. Or you're MGTOW because you want the fame, or you want all this stuff. You're not MGTOW if that's the case. And the sad part about that, it was sad that a red pill person had to actually make this shit.
Yeah, it is.
Right. Had to make this shit to actually put it out there, and it's like it got a lot of traction, and a lot of people actually liked it. And it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, literally think about that. Why are you literally MGTOW? Like, I'm not MGTOW, and I'll tell you in a heartbeat that I'm not MGTOW because one, I'm in a relationship, and two, even though people think I'm MGTOW, I'm not MGTOW. And I think it's the reason, and I thought about it after a while, which actually hit me. I think the reason why a lot of people think I'm MGTOW is because there's another person in the manosphere who puts Red Pill in their name, but he's MGTOW. And I think because I have Tico Tren Red Pill, everybody thinks, oh well, obviously he's MGTOW. No, I'm Red Pill.
Who are you quoting?
Believe that the only Red Pill philosophy is.
Who are you quoting as the channel?
Which one?
Has the label MGTOW and Red Pill.
Oh, well, they're MGTOW, but they're Red Pill. Like a good example, there's like several people. He's just said one.
Are you talking about Darius and like?
Arpaz is actually another one that actually is he's actually has Red Pill on steroids, but he's MGTOW. Like a lot of people that have like Red Pill in their titles and their names, basically. So now they think it's synonymous with MGTOW, even if you aren't. They're pretty much MGTOW no matter if you like it or not, and they lump you in a group of people. No offense, but like at the end of the day, like I said, I come from the Spanish manosphere. So if I was to call myself MGTOW, there's a lot of motherfuckers over there in the Spanish manosphere that be knocking on my door or sending me emails talking about Tico. Now you know damn well your ass ain't MGTOW, so I'm gonna need you to get rid of the fucking title and act like you got some fucking sense. You don't went over to the English speaking manosphere and lost your motherfucking mind. And that's exactly how the Spanish manosphere would actually respond to me if I was to refer to myself as Tico Tren MGTOW. Because they know damn well I'm not MGTOW, so they would have pretty much hit me up like, Tico, we need to talk, pimpin', we need to talk. Bring your ass to the Spanish manosphere, live stream on Sunday. We're gonna roast your ass and we're gonna tell you about yourself for doing that. And that's literally how it is in the Spanish Manosphere. They literally will. They pretty much keep check, and they pretty much keep everything in check. Because I remember when I first came over to the English speaking Manosphere. I shit you not, because this is exactly how we view the English. This is exactly how a lot of Spanish speakers view the English-speaking Manosphere. When I said I'm going to go do English content, I'm still going to do Spanish content, but I'm going to go do English content. The first thing out somebody's mouth was, "Don't be going over there acting stupid and giving MGTOW Red Pill a bad name."
It's a fucking mess.
I don't know if you could hold everybody to the same standard, but like psychological understanding of it, I think would be is good information to have. I guess because like you said, we don't tell people about themselves here in this space. We mostly just say like, go your own way, and that's the best you could do, or that's what you should do, is go your own way. We don't really take the time to actually analyze and tell people about themselves based on the decisions that they make, especially with regards to communication, because a lot of this stuff gets lost in I think it's like lost in translation.
Yeah, because you also have to think too. A lot of people don't really quite understand. This is typically why, because I remember before I used to actually say shit like, I used to say shit very esoterically or very like on another level, and people used to be lost in the shit that I was actually saying. So typically I had to dumb it down a lot more so people can actually catch on to what I was actually talking about. Because when I was esoteric, well, you didn't talk about this. I go, yes, I did. I talked about that at minute 3:23. Or oh, you didn't talk about this. I talked it out at minute 5:32. And the sad part about that, if I can remember my video, then that lets me know that you ain't watching the shit, or you're just skimming through the shit and you ain't really paying attention. And that's typically how it's always been. It's like, well, I've talked about this. Well, I didn't understand it. Well, that's all you got to say. You didn't understand it, and I'll break it down for you. And that's one of the major problems that I've always had with my content is I'll say some shit and people don't understand. And it's like, well, okay, now I got to pretty much talk to you like I would talk to my son Laszlo now.
What makes it even more fun is when you come in with a line sheet of paper and you still fuck up.
Well, no, and the sad part about that, this is typically why I do a lot of freestyle now. Because typically if I write some shit down, it's going to be over a lot of people's heads. And they're going to be like, well, Tico, I don't understand what you're talking about. Or Tico, are you talking about me?
I wasn't talking about you. Tico. I was talking about somebody
and the sad part about that, anytime I did something esoteric, everybody would call me, or everybody would be like, well, Tico, I don't think that's unfair. I think that wasn't right that you talked about me like that. Nigga, I wasn't even talking about you. Self-conscious much. It's like one of those things where it's like everybody starts thinking I'm talking about them. So I've developed the attitude. If you feel some type of way about a video I made, that's something about you that you need to check and change yourself.
Right. But when they come in the live stream after you've made a video and they start talking about this video and says, I wrote this stuff down, you know. And then they still.
No, the sad part about that, I memorized every single last video I've ever done on YouTube. Verbatim.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
And that's the sad part. I remember every single video verbatim that I've ever done. I remember live streams. Hell, I would still remember this live stream verbatim. Everything that everybody said in this damn live stream, like a week or a year later. So it's like one of those things where it's like I don't really get where people can sit there and argue about my content when in fact I've actually said something.
And argue
it's really why I don't go back and rewatch my content again, because I remember it.
Right. And it's like the thing is like this somebody came on the live stream and tried to point out flaws with a line sheet of paper and still missed the mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember the one time this one idiot goes, well, Tico, I don't like how you said this word this many times. I go, did you actually count it? Yeah, you said it this many times. I go, no, you didn't. You're wrong. I only said it I think it was like that video. I only said it like 40-something times. 40-something times in the video. He said I said it like 100 and 150 or 200 times, basically. I only said it 40 times in a video. And I did it on purpose, just so your dumbass can sit there and count it and pay attention to the video a lot longer. It's done on purpose. Thank you very much, you dumb fuck. And that's typically why I do a lot of the shit that I do in my videos, because I know it's psychological to catch somebody. Well, I hate this. I'm going to mark it down every single time he says this. Yeah, good. So now you're going to actually pay attention to the video and you're going to watch it longer. Thanks for the retention time, idiot.
Yep.
And that's typically why I do a lot of my videos. This is typically why I set up my videos the way I do now, because all this shit is psychological. Like, it's going to fuck with you either on a psychological level or it's going to make you want to do shit if you're OCD. Like, I got to mark this down. I can't believe you said this word this many times. It's done on purpose. Like I said, my channel's set up to troll trolls.
Same as some of mine.
Shit, my channel's set up however the hell I want it for however the fuck I feel that day. You know?
Yeah.
Or the time of upload. And sadly, my angry videos get more traction.
Yeah, because it's the passion, it's the rawness.
Yeah, that's actually very true. Yeah, that's very true, Tess. I wanted to speak on that one too. Like, yeah, he always says, Darius M will say some shit like that. Like, he'll say, he does have clip there. She's too expensive. Don't be a simp. 3 years ago, these 5 tips. Yeah, it's like how to keep a woman, how to get a woman, how to make a woman call you back. Yeah, it's like, really, dude, really? If she's too expensive, then why are you doing all this shit?
Yeah, he somehow reversed in his way of thinking over time, which doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how that happens. It might just be the money that actually led him there. Because the PUAs, you know, they do gain more traction. If you start repeating, you start going deeper, you get less people because people just want to, you know, appease women. And if you go the opposite way, you're going to get more views, more money.
And the funny thing about that, and the funny thing about it, yeah, and that's very true, because something I've always found funny about the content when I make content, my content's been the same since day one till now. And the sad part about that is I've been in a relationship that whole entire time, and it's never fell off. It's always been consistent. I've always been thoughtful about the shit. A lot of thoughts go into the shit, and it's always been the same, no matter what. So the sad part about that, because I've always heard content creators go, when I have a woman around or when women are around, you know, I start falling off, or, you know, I start falling back into the blue pill mindset and shit like that. It's like, well, then you have to question yourself if that's the case. Are you really red pill if you're falling back into this mentality just by having a woman around? Like think about that. Like, if
I've been talking about that phenomena for just recently on this channel, because I'd be like hearing people saying this stuff, so I know that they're listening, or they're hearing the information because they're able to regurgitate it. But then, like, they still complain about having the same struggles socially when it comes to women, and I'm just like, well, are you actually listening and paying attention to what the information that's actually benefiting you, or are you just following these grifters around, thinking that it's doing something when subconsciously it's not? You're still the same person that you were. You're not changing.
But if they haven't absorbed it, nothing's happening.
True. Because the sad part about that. Go ahead.
I even see that in myself, because, you know, the home runs are still in play. I still sometimes faint back into that fantasy, but I have to snap back. I need to, you know, get logic on my side. It's very subtle on my end, but for others, it can be a dramatic difference.
Yeah, definitely. Because I was going to say about that whole entire thing, when it comes to listening, there's 3 parts to listening. There's actual. I mean, when you watch content, you actually got to listen. Then you got to comprehend the content. You got to pretty much be able to absorb the content. But to do that, you got to actually do some active listening to the content. If you can't do that, then there's no point in you watching content saying, I watch all this content, when in fact you're not even absorbing it properly, nor are you comprehending it. It's kind of like what I say about it. It's kind of like what I say about a lot of shit. I don't really give a damn about the argument. I don't give a damn about how you feel about me. The question is, are you getting the fucking message? That's all I care about. Are you getting the fucking message? And if you can't get the fucking message, then what is the point of you even sitting here on these channels, watching these channels, if you can't even absorb the message properly? Yeah, that's true. Listen, absorb, comprehend. And you have to. You literally have to on a regular basis. If you can't comprehend the content, feel free to like. I'm probably like the most open person that you'll ever meet. I don't give a damn. Like I said, I don't give a damn how many subs I got. I will return. I will return questions and answers and shit in the comment section on a regular basis on my channel. And the sad part, the only people I don't really respond to is the dumbass motherfuckers that leave dumbass comments. I typically leave that to my children and their devices. But for all the people who actually are,
Like literally.
I literally do. I legit do. I don't know how many times I've seen Lazo in the comment section go, and your mama's feet stink. And your mama was a single mom. I'm like, Lazo, knock it off. Like my children will respond to some people in the heartbeat. Don't respond to all the negative people in the heartbeat. Well, I thought you don't respond to people. I don't.
Haven't your children actually out-argued some of the trolls?
I know. Oh my god. My daughter Talia out-argued a black pill. Out-argued 7 black pillars in the fucking comment section at one time. I shit you not. She was only like 12 at the time when she was doing this. She out-argued a bunch of fucking black pillars who claim they're intelligent.
Cut down, not across.
Like literally, how do you get beat by a 12-year-old?
Yeah, black pillars got beat by a 12-year-old. How does that feel?
Like, and it's a girl too at that. Like, she's supposed to have no logic whatsoever, no reasoning, and she literally out-reasoned you and out-logicked you.
But she has Tico Tren DNA, so I think that's a given.
I think that's more so cartel princess DNA than anything, because she's kind of ruthless.
Hey guys, I'm gonna get a quick nap. Before work. But Tesla, it was nice talking to you, getting to know you, and if Miss Rock, I'll see you guys in Discord. Catch up with you guys later.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, bye.
Did you like the cartel princess meme?
Yeah, I like that. That was
funny. Do you still have
it? Yeah, I do. I think so.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, I meant to show her the other day. That was funny as hell. But but the sad part about that is like I was saying, to get back to the original topic about like if you can be if your whole entire thought process can be altered by just having a woman around, are you really red pill at that point in time? Nope. That's what you got to ask yourself. So if a woman can alter your
one BJ away from the plantation mindset.
Yeah, literally.
Actually,
and that's pretty. And that's part about I personally don't have that problem because I don't give a damn how many VJs I'm getting. I'm still going to make this red pill content.
Actually, you're one female presence. In some cases, you're one female presence away from the plantation.
Well, no, not really, because even still though, I know that she hates getting presents. So the sad part about the fact that I still do it anyway.
No, not you.
No. Not presents as in gifts, as in some people are actually woman in your presence. Got you. Like you don't even need a BJ. Like as long as you have a woman around, that fucks up your whole entire thought process. I got you, women. Right.
Yeah.
But like typically, that's basically what I was saying. If you have a woman around, then and she makes you a blue pill or she makes your mind mush and you can't really be sharp, then are you really red pill at that point in time? You really got to ask yourself that. Like if a woman can fuck up, having a woman around can really fuck up your thought process like that, then. And it is what it is. Like, think about that. You can't really be red pill if a woman fucks up your thought process. Or you can't really be MGTOW if having a woman around fucks up your very thoughts. And this is typically why I think, and now that I think about it, this is typically why I believe that, this is typically why I believe the Spanish manosphere is the way it is, for the fact that all the MGTOW monks in the Spanish manosphere, they've actually talked to a bunch of women, but they're still as savages are going to be, no matter if it's a woman, an old lady, God, Jesus, the Pope, the bishop, the priest, the rabbi. It don't matter who you are. They're the same across the board.
Anyway.
The
popes, the bishops, and that they're like.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just being simple when I said that. Basically, I'm basically trying to actually relate the point that it doesn't matter who you are in the Spanish manosphere. If you're actually in a stream with us, you're going to get treated the same.
Right, and I
Like,
actually
you
got
get
kicked
treated
out
like
of
a
a
man,
church.
basically. If you're a woman and you come in a man stream, you get treated like a man. If you're an
Right.
old lady, you come in a stream, you get treated like an old young man. If you're the Pope or Jesus and you come in a stream, we'll probably tell you thanks for giving your sins up on the cross, but you're still going to get roasted on the stream, Jesus.
And
That's
please
literally how we
share,
are.
and
We're
subscribe to
straight across
Tico
the board
Tren
when it comes to stuff
channel.
like that.
Yeah.
So it's
I
one of
got-
those things where it's like, why can't that be the same thing across the board for other people? Now, I will admit this: there are a lot of MGTOW monks on the English-speaking side that treat women the same way, and there's a lot of people in the Black manosphere who treat women the same way. But there are some men that claim they treat women the same way, but get very soft with women, but want to be very hard on men. But if you're on a Tico Tren channel, you better be able to bring your A game, because I will roast you and I will treat you like a man. If you're a woman,
Right.
it is what it is. I don't give a damn how much of a lady you are. You will get treated like a man on this channel.
She breathes,
Right.
she thought. That's the same. That's just how it goes.
Equal rights, equal lefts.
Yeah.
On the Tico Tren channel, yeah. Well, we're not going to hit you, but I will hit you psychologically, verbally, and theoretically.
Theoretically.
You will catch these equal rights and these equal lefts. So you will be treated like a man on my channel. We don't do that milady shit on my channel. You'll get this. You'll get this right hand on this channel.
We're talking the Spanish right hand too, which is gonna hurt a lot more than the English one.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, like, how do I get this idea out? Like, have you had active participation from women? Because, the nature of this movement in general.
He gets roseblood every once in a while, right?
Roseblades of the moment.
Well, the sad part about that, I do have a decent female following on all my channels, which is actually pretty nice. I have a nice Soviet bloc, a group of women from the Soviet bloc.
Yes,
Soviet
my
bloc.
favorite kinds.
And I have a lot of women who watch me from the Latin, that are Latinas, watch me for all intents and purposes. Then also have so I have a Soviet bloc, Latinas, and as far as women, I think that's pretty much it. Unless you're a troll, and you're probably a black woman and you're a troll on my channel. Unless you're my sister.
Or a subscriber to Penny Proud.
Yeah, that's one of those things. And it's like typically the sad part about that, when my channel actually started, I had a bigger female following, and I had a smaller male following. Then it started growing. Then the male following started overshadowing the female following. Then I picked up like 50 or 60 women from the Soviet bloc. After that, then I picked up a lot of Indians, and I picked up a lot more Latinos on my channel as well too. So it's one of those things where it's like my channel, it goes off into all these things, and like I think I want to say, the last I checked, I want to say about 17% of my subs are women on this channel.
Shit, for me, it's like I don't even know shit. It just keeps saying fucking analytics don't fucking exist or some shit.
That's because probably no women watch your channel.
Right.
Or women are posing as men, basically on a YouTube algorithm. Probably watch your channel.
That is something that they could be doing increasingly as of late, actually, between the behavior and between the metrics.
Yeah, because I know, because I made a video about that a while ago about women posing as men in the comment section.
I really need to find.
What I was trying to get on is like, what's their purpose for being here? Like, I don't know.
Together intel as to why their biological instincts groomed by the state that doesn't work anymore.
Well, it's one of two things. Like typically, here's how it works. Well, it's three things actually. If you count the trolls in this one too, you got the trolls who basically want to discourage you and shame you, and use shaming tactics to get you to come back to the plantation if you ever met me, I've never been on a plantation. I was actually raised red pill. My whole entire family's red pill. So I've never actually been on a plantation. I've never even had a chance to be on a plantation. I don't even know what this plantation looks like. Then you also got then also with MGTOW with Jaguar said you got women who are looking to gather information to try to get men and get men out of the manosphere for all intents and purposes. Then you also got women that are conservatives who literally are looking for men that are like, that have like the same conservative ideals as they do. Or that is a leader. That is an intellectual leader.
Traditionalist.
Yeah,
that's the problem. But the problem begins.
No, I'm not. Now, when I say traditional, I'm not talking about the trad cons because I don't really see them as traditional. Because typically, the trad con women, when you start talking about them, they typically are feminists.
If they were trad cons, they would have their virginity.
Yeah, and the sad part, I'm talking about actual conservatives when I say this, that are actually on your channel trying to find men who are leaders and who actually are men. So they typically follow around a large swath of men in the manosphere because they either betray themselves as men or they act like masculine men, even if though some of them actually aren't really masculine in the first damn place. Like I said on my channel, I'm pretty much what you see is what you get when it comes to me. At the end of the day, I'm always blatantly honest. I really don't care what you think. Like I said, I'm an honest criminal. So I'm an honest criminal, so I'm going to be an honest content creator at the end of the day.
In short, Tico Tren does not work for the IRS.
No, I don't. Nor do I work. Well, I do get paid by the government sometimes when it comes to like contracts and shit like that. But
they're the pay guys. I'm talking about you don't work for the IRS.
Oh no, I don't. Like I don't work for the IRS. I'm never going to capitulate, nor am I going to fold under pressure at all. So it's one of those things where it's like, I am who I am, and you're going to get. I am who you see. What you hear online is basically who I am in public. So when I actually start talking, you'll start hearing me cuss people out and start making terroristic threats if I have to. Give a fuck, like because that's who I am. Like I don't care. Like I literally threatened a judge while in court, and I told him I'll kidnap his whole entire family if he keeps fucking with me. If he don't change his attitude, like legit told him I'll kidnap your whole entire family and your dog too if you don't leave me the fuck alone. If you don't quit messing with me. And he thought I was joking, and then one of his children got taken from school, and then he found me very serious at the end of the day. So he stopped fucking with me, and he stopped he came down off his high horse very quickly. So like I really don't care who you are. I don't give a damn if you're the president of the United States or the fucking or Pope or Bishop, the rabbi, the priest. I don't give a damn who you are. If you fuck with me enough, you'll find out very quickly. I don't give a damn if you're a man of the cloth. Or if you're a man that think he has some power, you will find very quickly that fall is going to be very hard if you fuck with me. Because like I said, that's the type of person I am. I'm a criminal. I'm an honest criminal, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do as it's happening or just before it happens. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things where it's like people always, well, Tico, you need to be nicer. I've never been a nice person. This is me being nice. If you don't like it, then fuck off. That's pretty much how
I said. People keep telling me I need to water my personality down. Get fucked.
This guy. But it's like one of those things where it's like you gotta learn that not everybody's going to be PC for you. Not everybody's going to be, what the fuck is the name of that? Not PC. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, that's right, PC. Not everybody's politically correct. I don't give a damn. Fuck political correctness. It's what fucked up society.
Right.
And that's my honest belief on that. Like, that's just me, though.
Like now for me it's like I'm not gonna I don't change like how the fuck I talk, like I said, I am foul mouth. I know this. Tell me something I don't know about myself, like my blood is green or some shit. But
back to the actual topic though, because we kind of ran off.
Yeah, we did.
But yeah, we're gonna run this for 30 more minutes and we're gonna call it. But unless people got more shit to say, but because I know people are starting to get tired and feel like they're being held hostage in the stream now. Okay,
I'm
that's
just
good.
actively listening. I don't want to be that guy who's like, "Ooh, I got a point," and just interject like I was before. I'm being mindful of
You're fine. You're fine. Because your interjections are pretty spot on. So you're good.
I'm just sitting back holding the tail right now because my interjections have been fucking up lately.
I can't stream for 8 hours, man. I get tired after like 2.
I'm not streaming for 8 hours. This is not Friday Night Blaze, pimping. This is not Friday Night Blaze. Not happening.
I start fading really quick after 2 hours.
Yeah. Right. Well, you've been there for about 2 hours already now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm starting to fade.
Get that man Red Bull.
But Tess, continue on because you're pretty much the one with the topics, basically. So we're just following suit.
Let's see. These are all pretty much just coming up from me watching older videos.
Any from mine?
Huh? What was that?
Any from my videos?
They talk about older videos.
No, older ones, original ones.
Like OG videos is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know he's not watching my OG videos because they're all in Spanish.
I know he's not watching my OG videos because YouTube took them all down.
Did Spetsnaz get yeeted?
I got yeeted.
Spetsnaz got yeeted? Who got yeeted? When?
Oh, I almost got yeeted.
Spetsnaz got taken down.
Did
he? Yeah, he got taken down for the second time.
YouTube didn't give any warnings from what I heard. It was just channel deleted. That was it.
That sucks.
They're probably
did you guys see the movie he posted with like 25 YouTubers compiled into one?
I've got it mirrored on my social media.
I haven't seen it, but it's definitely worth the watch if from just the YouTubers themselves in it.
I think it's on my main channel actually. I like archive a bunch of crap.
I'll have to rip that and put that on the Internal Sadist channel.
Rip it. We have permission. We have permission to download and mirror that from Spetsnaz himself.
I'm gonna rip that one with the 25 different content creators in it.
I'll find the link on my main channel.
Okay. I'll rip it and put it on the Internal Sadist channel. That way, I know it won't be yanked or anything like that, or it won't come down.
Susan won't be like.
Like if I put it on this the Tico Tren channel, I know it's going to be something deleted. I put it on the Internal Sadist channel. I think it'll be fine.
Let me source it. It is. Did YouTube take it down? No way. Wait, I thought it was there.
But anyway, go test.
I'm gonna have to give it to you through MIGTOW
Discord.
TV.
Okay, MIGTOW TV. Okay, that's fine.
I have to do that.
That's
you can
fine.
download it directly though from MIGTOW TV, which is a good thing.
That's what's up. But go ahead, Tess, because I know you got all the topics.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back into younger people, specifically my age, like because I found it at 16 years old, surprisingly. I don't really know what we can do to get into that sphere of influence, since it's so clouded by other social media.
They come to us. We don't go to them. They come to us.
Yeah, a lot of guys.
Good point.
I mean, I agree with you on about getting into that sphere of influence, but the sad part about that, when it comes to children in a society today, you as a grown man, do you really want to take that chance to be painted in a certain light?
Legal risk. It's way
That's a good point. It was my expiration. I found it, so
yeah.
I guess
so it's one of those things where because I agree with you 100%. It's like I believe that they should come find it themselves. It's not something that we should force on children.
Yes.
Even if they're 16, like So I'll tell an 18-year-old the same thing in a heartbeat. Like, look, you're 18. You still have a lot more life to live. You might want to go try some shit. Then maybe decide if you want to do this or not. Because it's not for everybody, and you got to have a lot of will, and you got to be very strong-minded to actually do this. It's not for everybody. And that's pretty much my entire thoughts on it. It's like, because I know me personally, because I've actually been. Oh, Tico, you should talk to this child. How about no? How about that's not my child, and I don't feel like being arrested or being accused of some shit that I don't need to be accused of. And that's pretty much my stance on it. Like, I don't got no problem with a child watching my channel. Like, if you're 16 and watching my channel,
make sure that the people at least are 16 and above, so that way they're still old enough to have some of the responsibilities legally.
Yeah, I think it was just
they can be mentored.
I understand. I'm just. I found it, so I don't even think we should be. That's not what we should be focusing on at all.
But they will come to us.
No, that's my mistake.
They will.
We should just be focusing on getting bigger in general. It doesn't have to. It can be anyone. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my mistake.
No, you're fine. Because I agree with you on. I agree with you on finding like gathering a group of people, but it's one of those things where it's like. My personal stance on it is I don't believe in going out there trying. It's like it's not a religion. It's a philosophy. Yeah. And the sad part about that, to come across a philosophy, you literally have to come across it yourself or stumble upon it. Or you have to go through trials. You have to go through trials and tribulations to come upon it. Sadly.
And a lot of people treat it like a religion, which is where a lot of the zealotry comes from. Which is
that's the sad part. Like, that's just annoying when I hear people talk about it like it's fucking a Black Baptist church. Yeah. I keep looking up Black Baptist Church, but I know y'all know where I'm going with this because I'm pretty sure
I know
exactly a couple Black Baptist churches where shit gets out of hand.
Out of a Black Baptist church.
Going to church on fucking Sunday afternoon and come out Wednesday afternoon.
Stop now. Praise the MGTOW. Praise the Red Pill. Amen, my brothers.
Do we have a time to talk about our Lord and Savior, the merge sign?
Well, that's actually the evangelists now that you're getting into. They're a bit different, but they're about the same to me as the Black Baptist.
There are MGTOW evangelists out there that treat it like as if it's Christianity again. They do. They
do. I agree with you 100%. But like, as far as like making it grow, getting it to grow, I'm fine with getting it to grow. But like, I believe it should be like a passive thing where like they find it on their own accord.
Yeah, that's just my understanding. Again, it will grow on its own merit. We just need to learn how to properly distribute the ideas, because screaming and yelling doesn't really get out your ideas how you would want to the most people very well. Might catch some people's attention, but that's not going to do anything.
Sometimes act subtle.
But to actually elaborate on what you said there, Tess, just because it might get some people's attention, is the right people's attention.
Yes.
And also to the trolls there from I'll call them the autism sphere. They'll be like jumping on that, sound biting you, making fun of you. Like, you don't want that.
There's nothing really we can do to avoid that. It's just
that's just going to happen no matter what.
It's a way of the internet. It always will be and always has been.
This is typically why I always do what I do in my videos, so people can always meme it. But the sad part about that, what I've noticed is a lot of people won't really meme it or try to mimic it what I do, because typically what ends up happening is, because their channel set up a certain way, their channel ends up being pulled or getting a strike when they try to do what I say on a video. They end up with a strike.
All I can say is quality content, cited sources.
Well, no, because the sad part about that is like I don't even have to go after the person. It's like, because of how crooked and how shady YouTube is, they pretty much do it for me without me even trying.
But I'm just saying in general for the internet, not you specifically. Quality content, cited sources, being reasonably level-headed and even just asking the right questions. They don't have to be answered all the time, but asking the right questions, getting people to think. I think that's why what's his name, Casual Bachelor's channel is so successful. And the others because he is ethic.
Well, no, I think it's more successful because of the actual name.
Or his habits.
Well, no,
outweighs the mistakes that he makes.
Well, no, it's more or less the name. A name like Bachelor always catches fire and
algorithmically, yeah. But I mean, he can keep his audience because his ethic is that good. His habits for videography are that good. The content, the research, the citations of the sources, and he doesn't, behave like an ape on his streams.
Well, and the problem with that though is typically it's one of those things where I say when it comes to reaction videos, is after a while it's kind of like what we're saying about the whole entire thing where it's starting to sound repetitive. A lot of the people are actually sounding repetitive now when they do reaction videos. They're not elaborating any more than they have to or really have to. And the sad part about that is it really an ethic if you just rehash the same shit that you said in the last video?
Okay, branding. I misspoke then. Branding.
Because I know that a lot of it. I agree with you 100%. Like a good example, citing like Tess put it in the private chat, citing resources like Colte. That's actually pretty good. Like a good example. This is typically why I make the content that I do with the whole entire psychological spin on it, because I typically approach it from a psychological standpoint because I've seen people act this way and be this way, and so I know how people are for all intents and purposes and how they're going to portray themselves and what they're going to do. So typically, I'm literally citing a source without citing a source.
I've pinged you in Discord twice. On a side note, I found the documentary from Spetsnaz there.
Okay.
It's there, so I do have it.
Just send it to me in Discord.
I have.
Oh, you did already? Okay, cool.
It's in the Red Pill Cartel, and it's in one of your other servers as well.
Okay, cool.
I'll DM it to make it easier.
No, you're fine. I found it in that server.
But I would say that's why I try to take a dialectical approach with asking questions as the focus, then trying to answer the question with the data. So the topic forms around the question.
So
I don't always answer that question either. But it does force the audience to think based on the titles alone.
Yeah. That's basically what I do when it comes to the Black Pill content that I make on my other channel. I typically approach it from a Vedic standpoint, and I'll pretty much leave it open ended or a philosophy or a Vedic standpoint. So typically, what ends up happening is, or esoteric. Typically, what ends up happening is I'll leave something open ended so you can actually, I don't really walk you to a point. I basically let you form your own opinion on it.
If you're not sure of a topic too, outsourcing other videos, if you're allowed to mirror them and have the copyright disclaimer and the title of the content creator on the channel, then featuring that, if you're allowed to, is also another really good approach that adds to your branding.
Yeah. Because I think people like when I do response videos, and it's one of those things where it's I don't really do them. I don't do them too often, and when I do them, they're very long and they're very informative, and you learn a lot about me. You learn a lot about the people I'm actually talking about. Like I did a Sweet Anita response when she was talking about her stalker. And I tried to drive home, if you're going to be a woman and you're going to have a stalker, if you're going to be anybody with a stalker, you can't really do things. Because, matter of fact, Yam actually tried it out after I actually made that video. Because I said, what you can't do is take things lightly like that. Because people aren't going to take you seriously. And they're not going to want to act in an according manner if you're going to be make it out to be a joking manner or take it very lightly. And the sad part about that, Yam said he literally went to work. He literally went to work and jokingly said he's not coming to work tomorrow, and they just laughed at him, and he literally didn't show up to work the next day. And they were calling him, like trying to figure out why he wasn't coming to work. And the sad part about that is like, yeah, that's actually true. They didn't take me seriously when I said I wasn't going to come to work. And he did something else where he did it in a joking manner, and people don't take you seriously. The same thing goes for the cops. If you're going to say something with such carte blanche, or say it so lightly, or say it like it don't really mean shit to you, they're not going to take you seriously, nor they're going to put in the time and effort to actually do anything about it. And it is what it is, especially when it goes to stalkers, because the sad part about that, what I've noticed with a lot of people who have stalkers, unless you're like one of the more serious people, which is really few and far between, like people who have, like those people typically they very, like a good example, Destiny was actually in that video. Destiny from the Twitch streamer, and he actually was very light. He actually made light of his situation too as well. And the sad part about that, he was complaining about the cops not taking it seriously or them not doing anything. But if you notice his attitude and the way he went about it, it was so light. He made it so lighthearted, or he made it so like it was a joking manner that I wouldn't even take him seriously. I would pretty much look at him and laugh at him and laugh him out of the fucking, police station for all intents and purposes. The same thing goes for a lot of these other people. And it's like, you can't. And the sad part about that was what Sweet Anita's problem was, and I actually said it was, she humanized her stalker. That's where you fucked up at, by humanizing your stalker.
Yeah, that's really counterintuitive.
Because she literally said at the beginning of that stream, and I said, watch you humanize her stalker, or watch you say something, and she takes it, and she literally said, he was knocking on my door so long, I was worried about his knuckles bleeding. Fuck his knuckles. He's stalking you. like literally, like you can't do shit like that. You can't. You just can't.
Unless you wanted to Me Too him, that would be different.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things where it's like you can't humanize your stalker. You got to treat it as if you like if it's a stranger on the street. Like, don't give your stalker emotions and feelings and or a face and that type of time and that thought process in your mind. He's probably going to kill you and your life is in danger. Don't worry about his life, worry about your own life. And I literally said that in the stream multiple times. And it's like, and this is the problem that I have with a lot of people, because they don't really elaborate on it, and they say the same clear cut and dry shit over and over again when they do reaction videos, and it gets quite annoying, and I stop watching them after a while, especially if I can predict what you're going to say right after the goofy bitch says something on your stream. I already know what you're going to say right after she says it, so it's like, what's the point of watching this? He's going to say the same tired ass shit.
Bring the newer guys in, though. I think those types of videos do that.
It's like it gets kind of annoying when you repeat the same shit over again. It's like, okay, you're going to elaborate on it more than just it's MGTOW, it's this, or it's MGTOW, it's a philosophy, it's not a movement, it's not a this. Like, dude, say other shit, elaborate on the shit. We're tired of hearing the same talking points. It's like you're literally doing the same shit that they're doing in reverse.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways,
that's just me though on the whole entire reaction videos. It's like,
I think niching around. I don't know if that's like, I don't know how you guys feel about those kinds of risks, but if you have a particularly valuable skill set, I think marketing that within your Red Pill channels, so you have, say, like a, I talk about news stories on my main channel. That's my main one. Having that with a balance of Red Pill content, then you can swap backwards and forwards. That could help you as well for the future. So that way the algorithm doesn't just outright destroy your channel.
Yeah.
And also, too, you're adding something else of value. Like, oh, this is the Red Pill guy who knows how to fix a car. I want to watch his video because he's going to show me how to fix a car. This is that Red Pill guy who talks about the news stories. His analyses are really good. Offer something else of value too, because after all, it's all the transaction. People are in the transaction.
Definitely, because like typically, like, so I can avoid the algorithm a lot. You'll see a lot of video games go up. lot of gaming on my channel go up just so I can dodge their algorithm a lot of the times.
Could be a good idea, actually.
Or I'll take a true. Or I'll take a subscriber request that's totally against what I'm actually saying on my channel, but because it's a subscriber request, it's like, okay, let's just do this, get it over with. Maybe Susan Wojcicki would smile upon me nicely. So typically, I'll do subscriber requests that are like out of character for me on purpose, just so I can fucking bitch slap the hell out of the algorithm. So it's one of those things. It's one of those two things that I normally would do on my channel. That seems out of character, but if you know anything about me, it's basically going to fall within the same Tico Tren parameter, but it's for my own good, basically, because my channel's suffering. Because I hear I'm getting tired of this shit when I hear it on YouTube. I'm very tired of hearing this dumb shit. Oh, my channel's being shadow banned, or my channel's this, or my channel's that. Okay, what can you do to actually get unshadow banned? What can you do to correct that? Because the sad part about that, I typically know when my channel is going through some throttling, and just as it's going through throttling, I'll actually throw up some video games, or I'll throw up a random subscriber request that I've been putting off doing or been dreading doing, just so I can actually get out of the throttling stage for all intents and purposes. And the sad part about that, at the end of the day, it's still content, or I'll make content and I'll make it over video games, like the video game be playing in the background, like a Birdman or a Difo. I'll basically be playing video games in the background while I'm talking about Red Pill shit.
And link them to your featured channel sections. That way, if you get your main channel on, say, 2 strikes, like I am right now, your soccer or the soccer accounts that you want to be known that you stream from are not just disorganized; they're in the same algorithm within the search.
Yeah.
People can click on them and go, "Okay, he's streaming from his soccer account, not his main."
Yeah, that's typically why I got the backup Internal Sadist channel. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's a backup channel, but it's his own standalone channel and it does its own thing. But like I am right now, I'm streaming this live stream on both the Internal Sadist channel and the Tico Tren channel at the same time.
How do you do that? Multiple channel streams. Do you have to have like a paid subscription to do that with
StreamYards?
With StreamYards, is that a paid subscription feature?
I think you could do 2 I think you could probably do 2 without paying for it. I might be wrong though.
Okay.
But you may have to go up one. You might have to go to the actual next tier up basically and just pay like a couple dollars a month, basically to do so, or pay the whole entire bulk at one time to stream on multiple things. And the higher you go up, the more channels you can stream to. Because right now this is actually streaming on Twitch while streaming on both my YouTube channels. For this reason. So, and I have those links in my description box in every single last one of my videos, just so you can either subscribe. If you don't feel like being on YouTube, you can catch me on Twitch. So I typically do it like that on purpose, so you can actually follow me on any and all for all intents and purposes. But the Internal Sadist is a backup channel, but it's its own standalone backup channel.
That's like what I have now. You notice with the Jaguar Media News channel, which is the big one. You have like Jaguar Media Art Studio, separate entity, but I can still do like administrative things for the other channel if I have to. This one's just another backup account, like Art and Co. here.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I just showed me. Because here it goes right here when I posted Happy New Year's. That's from the Internal Sadist channel. This is from the Tico Tren channel. And this is from my Twitch channel. So, like, it's streaming from 3 different channels right now as we speak. But yeah, we definitely got to do things differently and go about it in a different way, so we won't. And we got to have better PR and marketing.
I would say dual niching would be the way to go, because I still think we need men with good examples willing to offer a skill unique to the market, which is successful, beneficial to society with the one balance, yet at the same time balanced enough with the red pill stuff, so we're not only red pill this, red pill that, red pill that. We've got to have
a
not diversity. I hate that word. Diversification of skills.
And this is something that I've noticed on my channel because people always talk about like, well, I got to pull this stream down because it's going to get strikes or YouTube's going to thumb me. You're talking to a person who literally says the most craziest off the wall shit on his channel sometimes, and nothing's ever happened. Like, think about that for a second. So it's all about how you do it and how you market yourself and how you do it. Where YouTube would like, either A, look the other way or see it and be like, well, I don't see anything wrong with that. And it's typically what it is. Like, the only thing I get thumbed for on my channel is the fucking thumbnails. Like, I don't get thumped for anything else on my channel, and I don't even have any strikes yet, which is actually pretty good, knock on wood. But I typically always get thumped for my thumbnails. I don't get thumped for anything that I say out of my mouth, I've noticed.
They're not the thumbnails that I make, are they? Not the ones with like you and I in them.
No, not that one. No, I get thumped for the Cartel Princess ones mainly. Like anytime I put a picture of the Cartel Princess in a thumbnail, that shit gets taken down by YouTube. I shit you not.
But it's a female.
I know. And the sad part about that, it says, and under some of my under a lot of those videos where I do, it says Spanish channel subscribers, photos from channel, pictures from Spanish channel subscribers. And I literally do that. And that's like one of those things where I'll always put down there. And it's like, it's been flying for a while, but lately all the other women are fine. But if the Cartel Princess photo go up, now they got to take it down because now it's like it's sexual something stupid, basically. It's like, we're dating. We have this many children for that reason. It's like, if she posts and the sad part about that is she's the one that posts the videos and the thumbnails.
Yeah, but she can do it. She's a woman. Like,
and it's like
if you post it, so you can do it.
Oh yeah, and it's typically why I do that. This is typically one of the many reasons why I do it that way, because I know that them arguing with another woman is like, okay, we'll let this slide.
Okay.
I don't know. Those were just my ideas. Was diversify niches here and there.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on the diversified in the portfolio.
Even if it's not only manosphere stuff, just have like I don't know, fix a car.
Yeah, fix a car. Because the sad part about that, we got truck drivers, we have farmers, we have financial consultants, we have therapists, we have psychologists, we have doctors, we have
laborers, construction
chiropractors, stewardesses, pilots,
lawyers,
military. We pretty much have we have people from all walks of life, and the sad part about that
should be marketed more, but it's not because of
it's not. Yeah, and the sad part about that is nobody does it. Like, everybody does the same stuff. Or the sad part about that, at least I try to market my psychology. Like, I try to apply it to every single video, and I try to approach it I approach all my videos from a psychological standpoint, except for live streams. Like, if it's a video, I approach it from a psychological standpoint, or using my psychological background. Or if I do a reaction video, I do the same thing.
Well, you can have them on two separate channels, but linked together if you wanted them to be linked together.
Yeah. And that's typically how I do a lot of that stuff. And this is typically me marketing my skills. Or like every now and again, like I'll show videos of my life, basically, where I pretty much was mentally fucking with my one friend, where I told him that, the soil. Remember the one video I did? It was in Spanish. We were both going back and forth, and I was trying my best not to laugh because he was talking about the end of the world and book of Revelations and shit like that.
You can teach Spanish.
I was cracking. I was trying my best not to laugh at him because he thought literally the world was ending because the soil was red like blood. And I knew, and I basically put in the comment section in the description box, if you're a farmer, you pretty much already know what's going on. But if you want to fuck with a religious person, this is how you do it. And it was actually pretty funny watching that happen. And you got to see part of my farm basically at the same time when it happened. And it's like, I do shit like that. And every now and again, you'll get to see me travel, or you'll see me at the airport, or you'll see me do shit like that for all intents and purposes, because I like to incorporate a lot of portions of my life into my channel because I know people like that, and I know it like makes for an interesting thing.
You could
and
even do like a Tico Tren's Spanish learning channel.
I thought about it doing it. I thought about
doing
it multiple times, but it's one of those things where it's like that market is so saturated. It's like, do I really want to get involved in that?
Yeah, but it's a Spanish teaching channel under the Red Pill umbrella.
True, but the question is though, would it be thumped or would it get traction because it's Red Pill and it's Manosphere?
You don't have to double them in together, but you can link it within the algorithm either through another channel or through the hashtags or through maybe even the titles. Like use the language as your umbrella or net to cast out wide into the ocean of blue pill land.
True. And then put like the Red Pill channel in the description box. That way, he got the Red Pill channel. Let me go check it out. I'm a blue
and you
pill
can
man.
even like teach it to like non-Spanish speakers, like no bueno. This is the Red Pill.
True. And that's nice.
Like,
that's a nice marketing thing too.
No mama's way.
Yeah, that's definitely a nice way to market stuff too. I've been thinking about that stuff.
Subtle.
I typically keep my Spanish and my English separate for all intents and purposes, unless I'm in a stream with a Spanish speaker.
That's one of the ones that you'll have to balance the two. But again, another skill that you have that is of value to people like us who may want to learn that, you can market that with in the umbrella of the manosphere.
True.
I try to leave like things about the trucking industry, like the tools and little tricks that I learned along the way.
Good, very good. See,
like
it's good PR right there.
But David does grilling on the road, right next to his truck. That's like the funniest shit ever. Grilling on the road next to my truck. I'm on my 34. I'm grilling me a steak. That's like the funniest shit ever. I like them. I like those videos.
Hey, look, you got to do what you got to do. You know,
True
you got to do shit. I should have made a video about me lighting about a cigar, or that cigar I had. You know.
And another thing because I've seen this actually take hold with because I was talking about treating yourself. This is where this is basically where this treat yourself like milk through dumb to spoil yourself is what I was always used to talk about, and I still talk about it to this day. Then you started seeing like videos from like Janky Show and Red Pill Fred where they were out treating themselves to a nice steak dinner. One treated herself to a lobster dinner basically. And it's like one of those things where it's like that's actually pretty nice to see.
That's a good idea.
A man treating himself to a lovely dinner or a good dinner for all intents and purposes.
It's positive. It may even promote the restaurant that they're at, not to dox them, but like the restaurant that they're at gets publicity, especially if it's a local business. Right. And it's free advertising, but it's good advertising. It's not lame incel. She's
right, and it's like I like
Stacy and who's not type of bullcrap.
Yeah. I uploaded a video about driving during the holidays, like New Year's, like at a certain hour you get as far as you can, and at a certain hour you shut down. You don't move because the drunks come out. You know. I mean, I had to, and it's like me. I learned that I was taught that by another driver, and I learned a lot of tricks, of the trade that make things a lot more efficiently. You know, make things a little bit more comfortable.
No Sweetheart is asking about, can we talk about the sellout Black Manosphere? Any experience with that?
Nope.
The thing about the Black Manosphere, you got in the Black Manosphere you got several groups. You got SYSBM, you also got IPMOR, and you got another group that claims they're better than all the rest of them for all intents and purposes. I'm not going to get into their name, but because they don't really deserve any mention on this damn channel. Right. But they're nothing more than a bunch of grifters any damn way to me. But typically with the Black Manosphere, there are when it comes to as far as like Itmore community, he's referring to the Itmore community, and he's also referring to the other group that I'm talking about that are nothing more than a bunch of grifters. But apparently, it was brought to my attention by somebody that there's apparently people in the Itmore community that are selling out and acting a straight fool. Now, I don't know how true it is. I don't really follow the Itmore community as much unless they say something about the Spanish, like they say something about Spanish culture, a culture that happens to belong to me, then I'll actually mention something, or make a video about it. But I typically just avoid them because typically I don't really listen to them because they typically a lot of times don't go anywhere in a lot of their live streams.
Right.
But typically, if you're going to find the sellouts, there's like not all of them are sellouts. There's a small chunk of them that are sellouts. Then you also got the other group of people that I was talking about. They're nothing more than grifting every damn body, and those are the two groups that he's referring to. Now, not every single person is a grifter like a BSG or BGS. He's fine. He's a good content creator. I mean, granted, he might say some stuff that he might make some missteps when it comes to certain things, but nonetheless, he's a good content creator. And there's a few other people that are good content creators, but there are some people amongst their ranks that do some stupid shit, just like any other group of people. Any other group of people in the Manosphere, there's always going to be those group of people that do some stupid shit within the ranks. SYSBM, a lot of people give him flack, or a lot of people like paint him in a certain light. Because like a good example is this goofball that was posting here not too long ago about dating white women. The sad part about that, because I actually made a video about SYSBM, explaining SYSBM and their and what they're doing, and actually trying to elaborate on who they really are. And the sad part about that, I always get these goofy ass white people who will say, and they need to stop dating white women, and they need to go back to their own women, and they need to do this. The sad part about SYSBM, what a lot of people don't know is majority of them are actually not dating white women. Majority of them are either dating Indian women, Latin women, or Arab women. That's majority of them. A small minority of them are actually dating white women. A very, very small minority of them. And the sad part about that, where I think a lot of these people actually get this shit from, is they're watching too many mad bus driver videos where he shows a lot of white women hugged up on black men. The sad part about that number is very small comparative to the black men dating Arab women or Indian women or Asian women, for all intents and purposes, or Latin women. That number is very, very fucking small. And the sad part about that, what a lot of people actually also don't know about SYSBM is there's a lot of them that are actually just Hmong. There's a shit ton of them that's actually Hmong or that just do pump and dump. So at the end of the day, and I've actually made a video about this, and I would always get this one random stupid person that don't listen to the fucking video and go, that's all they do is white women. No, they don't just date white women, and white women are actually a small majority of who they actually date. The sad part about that is, believe it or not, they're more likely to date a black woman than they are to date a white woman in the SYSBM community.
Wow, for real, wow.
And they're more likely to date an Arab woman than they are to date. They're more likely to date an Arab woman than are to date any other group of women out of everything. The sad part about that, white women actually fall to the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to who SYSBM is actually matching up with. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some SYSBM men that are like running through Europe, smashing and dashing white women, but typically, most of them are actually settled down and actually married to women or married to Arab women.
Aywa. That's an Arab word, by the way.
I know. I'm going to go get. I understand what you're saying with that, but typically that's why I made two videos about SYSBM and who SYSBM was about, who SYSBM is. But the sad part about that, like I said, I get stupid people in the comment section that will say, well, this, that, and the other, and this, that, and the other. Well, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. I've actually literally made a video talking about Itmore, who they are for all intents and purposes. and elaborating on who they are. So it is what it is. Like, I actually told you, Itmore is the type of people that are like, it's like if you're going to think about Itmore, think about them like behind enemy lines, military behind enemy lines type shit. That's typically
observers.
That's pretty much what Itmore is. They're pretty much behind enemy lines, or as MGTOW and Win said, forward observers. They literally put themselves in. Think of them as people that put themselves in harm's way, or that investigative journalist that's investigating bombs while bombs are falling down around them. That's typically Itmore in a nutshell. They pretty much do the actual on the ground, boots on the ground investigation on shit.
Yeah.
SYSBM says, you know what? The easiest way to describe SYSBM, they're basically like, you know what? Fuck everybody. I'm taking my skills and going elsewhere. Think of him like LeBron James going to another team when he did the team hopping thing for a minute there. So typically, that's
sinking. Get the fuck out.
Basically, aka the ship's sinking. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Or passport game is what they're usually referred to, and that's typically what you need to do for all intents and purposes. If you can't get what you need or what you want out of life in your immediate area, sometimes you got to change the area you're in, or the fishbowl you're in, or broaden your horizons to get what you want out of life.
Right.
That's pretty much all it really is. But typically, something else that I know about it, SYSBM, they typically, for all intents and purposes, never bring their women back that they're dating. They typically keep them in their own country. Is another thing I've noticed about them. So, yeah, that's another thing I noticed about SYSBM. I mean, there's very few, like, SYSBM, there's few and far between where an SYSBM person actually literally brings a woman back to their home country. And if they do come back to their home country, they're only coming back to visit, and they typically take them back to their own home country.
Yeah.
It's typically how it works, and they never stay long. So that's one thing that they got over everybody else that everybody else seems to forget. Like, you know, you can't sit up here and like go date somebody, then bring them back to America thinking everything is going to be great. There's this thing where shit rubs off on them that some stupid woman said to them at work, or some stupid goofy bitch said to them at a party, and now all of a sudden they think they should and they don't need you.
Right. I think his next question is directed toward me.
Which one?
What time do I get off the road on the holidays?
Oh yeah.
Before, if it's not holidays, I typically try to shut down at 5 o'clock, because that's when you begin to run a risk of not having parking. But for the holidays, I will shut down at anywhere between 3:30, 4 o'clock, right before it gets dark, and right before the drunks get on the road. I don't care how many hours of service I got. I can have a whole day. I shut down no later than 4:30, 4 o'clock.
That's good.
Because that's happy hour, and that's the longer you stay out, the more you got to worry about interacting with sharing a road with drunk people. Because I learned that trick from a fellow driver, that was from one of the trainers. People who trained you how to drive a truck. Over the road.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but I try to, like I said, if I shut down early, I try to start out. When I start out in the holiday, tomorrow or today, I'm not moving till like 7 o'clock. Flat out, I'm not moving till 7 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock at the earliest, because that's when the drunks kind of are still there. Anytime if it's dark 30, I'm not moving until the sun comes up, because all the drunks are off the road. You might have a couple people with a hangover driving, but for the most part, you don't want to be anywhere near those drunks, especially with a semi truck, because those people are dangerous. They will cost you not only kill somebody, but it will cost you your license and your job, and you may end up spending time in jail.
But yeah, does anybody else in the comment section have any questions?
Rifle, you've been a bit quiet. Rifle, do you have any?
I think he might have went to sleep on us because he said he was starting to fade a while ago, like about a half hour back.
It was.
He's fine.
Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping?
Yes, he is. That was a dumb question.
You are. Yes, you are.
But does anybody else have any questions in the comment sections?
So,
Twitch, Internal Sadist, or otherwise?
I do have a question. What is the final verdict for what we should do for 2021? What is our change of strategy?
Better PR, better marketing skills that you actually have within your MGTOW Red Pill videos. Like if you're a carpenter, maybe do some shit while you're doing some carpentry.
Yeah.
If you're an electrician, maybe do some stuff while you're teaching somebody how to wire a wall. I can actually really do that stuff now that I think about it, wire a wall and stuff like that.
And you can do
I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna try to start doing things from.
Or do it while I'm actually putting together a gaming rig, or do it while I'm actually, changing oil in my car, balancing the tires and rotating them and stuff like that, or do it while I'm, checking the timing belt, on my car, just random stuff like that. It's like, market your skills that you actually have and make it a part of your video. Like, I don't even care. It doesn't even necessarily have to be you in front of a camera. All you got to do is you recording yourself doing something with a skill that you have. Let it be sanding, let it be anything. You can pretty much turn down the sound on that audio. You can turn down the audio on that video and actually put you talking over you doing some actual stuff. Because now people are learning something by watching you, and they're listening to your message at the same damn time. So they're catching a double whammy. You're learning two different ways at the same time. So you're opening their mind to be able to absorb multiple different avenues and learn two different things at the same damn time while you're going at it for all intents and purposes.
And deep work, as in deeply concentrate on your work.
Definitely.
And your skill set and pursue that mastery to the highest possible apex.
Definitely.
AKA always learning. It's not a license to do the job, it's the license to continue learning about the job.
And to self-reflect and question thyself when.
Oh, definitely. And explore and define, like Tess said in a private conversation. So definitely always explore and define, or define and explore, basically, what you got going on, or what you want to do with your life, or how you want to go about it, or just define it to the point where this is what you're doing, and this is what you're doing, and you're going to put it together and marry them for all intents and purposes. And I don't mean marry. I mean marry as in like marry your skill with your message. Like, I like playing video games sometimes, so typically I marry both those skills of red pill knowledge and playing video games.
And depending on, you're just getting these people off your back, trying to cleaning up MGTOW while doing this.
You're cleaning up the image of what it is to be, a man going his own way while doing something, because you're literally going your own way in your video about you doing some carpentry or doing something or making. Because as a matter of fact, there's a guy that literally makes birdhouses or makes things like that for birds. And as a matter of fact, there's an Amish guy that literally puts together gazebos and anything made of wood for all intents and purposes, which is actually really nice. Now just imagine if he was red pill while he's putting together that gazebo or that furniture or that that porch swing, or think about stuff like that.
That's good PR. That's marketing of skills.
Definitely.
Wow, 3 hours and 18 minutes. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel it now too.
I'm starting to out myself.
Yeah,
I'm just getting tired.
Huh?
I'm just getting tired.
On my end, just so people know, on my main channel, I said it before, is on 2 strikes. Those strikes won't be removed until the end of March. So I'm probably going to be appearing on my other Jaguar if you're bringing me onto panels.
Okay, that's fine. Do any of y'all want to do some outros so we can not fall asleep on the stream?
Yep. I'll start out. This is MGTOW to win. Like I said, my skills are truck driving. I'm also National Guardsman, and I was taught carpentry by my father. Now, I'm also trying to learn how to animate with this computer. So I'm hoping to start a first animation and have it uploaded to YouTube this year, eventually, hopefully. But I'm also trying to improve on my knowledge of what I do, and hopefully that'll improve my computer knowledge as well. This is MGTOW to win. Check out these gentlemen's channels. Test Jaguar Media and his spare channel, Rifle, Red Pill Rifle, Baron Yam. And who else was on here? I know somebody else was on here.
What's his name? The one with the knife.
Cypher.
Cypher.
Cypher's Basement is his channel. Then you also had Mr. Weber that popped in for a hot second. You got Hidden MGTOW that popped in for a hot second too.
Yep. Hey, check out these gents' channels, and then check out No Sweetheart. Definitely check him out. And don't forget,
No Sweetheart, he's my eye. I'm just joking. Let me stop. That's No Sweetheart.
And I can't forget. I can't forget MGTOW Saviour. I cannot forget MGTOW Saviour.
MGTOW Saviour is another one. You almost forgot
I would kick myself if I did. You know, you got to check his channel out. He like I said, I talk to him on a regular basis. I reached out to him, and it's like he basically encouraged. If it wasn't for MGTOW Saviour, you wouldn't have a MGTOW to win. Just think about that one. This is MGTOW to win. I've got to go knock off some test tubes. Signing off.
This guy. Infamous Rifle. You up still?
Yeah, I'm still conscious somehow.
Oh, that's not conscious.
I'm here. Yeah, man. Never stop pursuing the truth, and watch my shit, or else. Or else I'll fall asleep.
You'll catch that right. You'll catch that assault rifle and the red pill. Go ahead and meet Jaguar.
Happy New Year, you monks and spunks. Just so you guys know, some of my skills include drawing, writing, teaching English, and teaching history. I'm starting to video edit more and more now, and I hope to teach you more skills in the future, as well as educate you on news stories. Discern the truth. This is Jaguar Media, signing off.
Tess, you want to go?
Yep. I'm anonymous for now. I'll be back. I just have to get some stuff figured out. But until then, I'll just be on the sidelines waiting. I hope all you put out some good stuff. Until then, I'll just be watching. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's. This is your boy Tico Tren, aka the Internal Sadist, aka the Vedic Ghost. I love you guys. I enjoy serving the Red Pill community and the MGTOW philosophy. Just basically, like I always say, treat yourselves like milk, do not spoil yourselves, and always be a better version of yourself. And always strive to do better with yourself and be a better human being. Be blessed, and watch everybody that was on this panel that we've actually mentioned. Go check out their channels. Go check out a lot of people in the comment section. Hopefully I could have Tess back on again. That'd be a lovely another live stream. And Infamous Rifle.
Make sure to post the daily MGTOW /Red Pill. That's the one I check out.
Yeah, I will definitely. Hopefully, I can have him back on again. And Infamous Rifle, due to his work schedule, I would love to have him on the show. But in fact, I would like to actually have him on the Bleeding Edge Red Pill this Sunday. The Bleeding Edge Red Pill, which will actually be pretty nice.
Yeah,
it's
Sunday,
usually about like I want to say it's like 5:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, yeah, that's no problem at all.
Okay, I'll definitely shoot you a link for that, definitely. Because we're always looking for bad people that have some decent knowledge, some good knowledge to the panel, basically, and to the cast.
Cool.
Yeah, plus Jaguar Media is a part of that one too, so you would definitely make a good addition to that. But y'all be good to yourselves and have a lovely New Year's, and thank y'all for coming out and watching. And I'll play everybody's favorite outro, the Indian lady.
This
channel is for mature audiences only. If you're underage on this channel, your parents' mom should have swallowed them or spit them out.
Everybody loves that CGI Indian woman. I don't know why.
I usually tell people that the daddy should have swallowed them.
Goodbye, y'all. Adios.
Goodbye.
See ya.
See ya. Have a good night.